to the stand. I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000.
Wake up, it's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Stop the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, sleep Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Stop the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, sleep Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Turn the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. We have quite a lot lined up to talk about today. We'll talk about Maxence Lacroix. We'll talk about Benoit Badiashile. We'll talk about Morgan Rogers. We'll talk about John Stones potentially joining Chelsea. Nicholas Jackson potentially moving to Aston Villa. We have a lot. Quite a lot, I promise you, to talk about. Even if they're not a lot, you know how we do, how we roll here. We keep it interactive. It's about you. It's about those on the panel. And if we exhaust what we have, then we'll go news hunting. And it's going to be a free-form format where we go to the timeline of my favorite Chelsea account on X. We go through his timeline, see what he has for us there. And as the show progresses, if anything new emerges, be rest assured, this will be one of the first places you hear about them. Unfortunately for me, as usual, I like to say hello to those in the chat before going to the presentation window so we can start addressing the items we have lined up. But unfortunately for me, my enemy is the one in the chat, in Vic. But I love him anyway. I'm just going to say hello to him. Modmana, the first person to say, yeah, up the Charles, smash that like button for the boys in blue. Let's do it. If you're happy, as a Chelsea fan, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you're following the show, if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Yes. Oh, the morning show. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But at the same time, leave me alone. I don't have the energy for your Wahala Biko. All right. Thanks for the gift, Vic, but still go back to work. All right, I appreciate you, my bro. It's all love, you know that. All right, Modman doing his thing. All right, we're gonna go to the presentation window without wasting much of your time, and hopefully, I'd have 2-3 more panelists join me so you can get diversified opinion, and that's how I like it. I get it. I'd like to, roll solo, but at the same time, I enjoy the show the most when I interact with you, answer your questions whenever I can, or have a good conversation with you so we can put heads together and try to come to a sensible conclusion. And yeah, that's especially the case now. There are a lot of nonsense out there exploiting our eagerness to see us to see our beloved club sign new players. And my Ghanaian sister is in the chat here. Big up to you too, show Wendy. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And straight to the presentation window we go. And if you're in the chat, please try as much as you can to keep the topics aligned. As much as I like to interact with you, if I keep switching between topics like this, I'll be exhausted by the time we get 10 to 30 minutes into the show. But more importantly, thank you to all of you for all the love. And once again, I remind you guys, I haven't forgotten that we promised the community to do a giveaway of a custom Chelsea kit. The lucky winner will get a custom Chelsea kit or the cash equivalent. But we're waiting for a lot of our community members to know that we've started streaming consistently. That way they get to participate because we're doing, get to participate in the giveaway because we're doing this for them, to appreciate them for helping us reach 30K subscribers. So let's start addressing the items as we meet them on Vince's timeline. Not necessarily structured, but somewhat structured. You can say semi-structured, because we know items we want to talk about, but we're just going to go news hunting on Vince's timeline and address any reports that align, you can say, that concerns our beloved club, Chelsea Football Club. So I'm not going to read the stake news, but the first item of interest to me, and I believe to you, says Xabi Alonso's first match managing Chelsea at Stamford Bridge will be against a club he knows very well, Real Sociedad, on Sunday, 15th August 2026. Okay, I can't wait. Hopefully, it will be streamed on the Chelsea app. But I want to do a giveaway, watch along for that particular game. Sources close to Nicholas Jackson said they are seriously considering Villa, Aston Villa, as an option after his name was discussed during talks about Rodgers. I did say a few days ago, Jackson isn't itching to leave him because at the time, in my opinion, there weren't too many suitors. There weren't too many clubs interested in signing him. Now that he's hired, just a few hours, I'd say, after hearing that his name was mentioned during the negotiations for Chelsea's signing of Morgan Rodgers. Now we're hearing him say, yeah, he's open to joining Aston Villa. But that's by the way. But the quoted report reads, Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson is interested in his potential switch to Aston Villa to work with his former head coach Unai Emery. Good evening, if that's the name you prefer for me to call him. A good manager, actually. I must say underrated, really. But let's see, what else do we have here? Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson is interested in his potential switch. I think we've read that one. But I want to let you guys know that I have one of our OG panelists here in Phil. Phil, how are you doing? It's been a minute, and hopefully your absence simply means that you've been busy with work. And if that's the case, we're happy for you because money brings the work brings the money, and money buys the food. So we're happy for you. How have you been, Phil? Are you there, Phil? Right. Looks like Phil isn't quite ready to speak yet. So maybe I will continue addressing items on we find Vince's timeline. When Phil is ready to speak, he lets me know. The first question I want to ask him is how he feels about the signing of Morgan Rodgers, whether he thinks the fee is too much, like I've heard some Chelsea fans say, or whether he thinks he'd do well for us. So, Phil, whenever you're ready to speak, just let me know. But I'll continue addressing what we have here. So let's see this one here. My boy, I had high hopes for this kid, but unfortunately, Maresca didn't give him. Not necessarily his fault, but when he was fit enough to play, he didn't play him that much. So this reads, keep a close eye on McGee because Gee is going to leave the club in the summer transfer window. Could be a loan, could be a permanent move, but the player is leaving Chelsea. I'd rather he leaves rather than out of selfishness or because I like him. Preach, maybe wanting to stay and end up dwarfing his development. I think it's a talent. I know he's limited in some aspects, not the greatest in terms of his overall ball playing ability, but he's you could say more of a traditional number 9, and I think eventually he will get that spark he needs to shine as bright as I believe he can. But despite the way, good luck to McGee. I like him. I think his pressing is next to none. I think all of us Chelsea fans will experience that under Enzo Maresca. I really do like him, and I hope it works out for him. All right, let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. And Jay is in the chat. Big up to you too, Jay, and big up to my Ghanaian sister. And if you haven't, Wendy, I need to be reminding you of this. Yes, we still do beg for likes, and that's because we're not a big account yet, but we're getting there. 30K is not easy. We're big. We believe we're big, but yeah, there are accounts that are 10 times bigger than us, but we'll get there gradually as long as we continue to work hard and stream consistently. Let's see, Morgie, good luck to him. And this more on Nicholas Jackson. A lot of reports out there with regards to the future of Nicholas Jackson. And big up to you too, my bro, Jay. This reads, that's according to transfer guru himself, Fabrizio Romano. He reads, Nicholas Jackson is the target for Aston Villa. He's a player we have to keep in mind because they wanted him 1 year ago. I agree, but I think maybe they didn't really push. Could it be that at the time his preference was to play for Bayern Munich? I don't know. But it reads, they maintain an interest in Nicholas Jackson. Jackson is a player they really like. Why? Because Unai Emery, good evening, aka good evening, used to work with Nico Jackson at Villarreal. They have a very good connection, and so that possibility is there. The question now is whether they'd be willing to meet our valuation of Nicholas Jackson, which I've heard or learned is £65 million. I think they will try to negotiate that down, except if we already have some gentleman's agreement to help us make that sort of money from his sale to balance the books. I'm not sure. I'm just making SHIT up at the moment. But that's by the way. Let's see what happens. Alex Scott is a player appreciated by Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United. Now we wait to see how these clubs react to his availability. And I heard he refused to sign a new contract. But despite the way, please, if you're still following the show, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have 10 likes, and I believe we can do a lot better than that. If you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And because we're streaming in dual format, the vertical and landscape format, if you're following the show on vertical format, just double tap your screen. That will add one more like to the already accumulated number of likes. Let's see what else we have here. Give me 1 second there. I'll be back with you guys. Trying to do this in a way that I can still it still be okay for those viewing the show in vertical format. Apologies. I clicked go live whilst I haven't set it to display properly in vertical format. But that's by the way. Alex Scott, we've had a lengthy conversations about him. I think on 2-3 occasions or so. But let's see what else we have here. Okay, this is Vince's opinion. He's saying we don't need Alex Scott. Just keep Enzo. The midfield market has gone dry in the Premier League. Only Guimaraes is worth the stress as Enzo's replacement. But are we currently looking for Enzo's replacements? I'm guessing that's just speculation from Vince. I still think he might end up staying because I don't see Atletico Madrid paying Chelsea £120 million to sign Enzo Fernandez, because we've heard they are interested, but I don't think they'd pay that much money. And that's just my opinion. Chances are they'd be willing to pay. You never know. I don't work for them. I haven't had any conversations with them or discussed the future of Enzo Fernandez. I am not his agent, by the way. So Vince is saying, for me, we should keep Enzo Fernandez for 1 or 2 more seasons. If he refuses to renew, give ourselves time to find a solid replacement. But if he's pushing to leave, it just wouldn't make sense to keep him. I think he can become toxic and cause a lot of problems for us. Vince on something not Chelsea related, but I'm just going to read it anyway because Diego Armando Maradona is mentioned there, and then Leo Messi also mentioned. So Diego Maradona is crazily underrated. 17, I don't underrate him, just to be clear. 17.4 duels won per game, 7.5 successful dribbles per game, 4.29 key chances per game. These are unreal numbers. Not sure any attacking player can replicate that in the world. I think it's possible. Records are meant to be broken. But here's the thing. I will never underrate Diego. I've seen clips of him, and yeah, I was very, very young when he was still alive. Still, when he played, I think how many years at the time? That's very well. That, by the way, anyway, I rate him highly. I've learned a lot about him as more and more. I don't know if anybody, irrespective of when they're born, will get to hear about Diego and wouldn't want to know more about them. The link is in the chat, Bobby, because I have Lenfield joined. Please check the Check the panelist group is there. All right. Let's see. Uh, let's see what we have here. Use the Chelsea Perspective website to create future lineups for next season. Very, very good. So you've tried it. Give me 1 second. I need to take care of something, please. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I had to leave the door. I left the door open so I can hear the kiddos. I'm alone. I'm at home alone with them, and if I don't pay attention, they'll do some damage before before I'm through with the show. Yeah, he's saying the truth. We haven't actually go to. It's a web app, not a basic website. You can create a lineup, download it, and share it. You can do a tier list on there. Maybe by before the show ends, we'll bring up let's just call it website so that a lot of people understand. We'll bring it up. You can create lineup. You can see the loan army. You can see the stats for our players. You can do a tier list and also download it. Very easy to use. Drew, thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that, my G. All right, Bobby, there you go. You found it. You always try to find
No, but
a way,
this is
something
the
to
link
accuse me for,
from
Bobby. What did I do to you?
this is the link from yesterday, Coach. It's not even
Sorry?
today's. It's the link from yesterday. There's no link today
You're here already. How is that? Why did you get on here if there's no link today?
because I clicked on yesterday's link.
No, it wasn't yesterday's. Yeah, I sent. If you clicked on yesterday's, it wouldn't work.
Okay, well, it's all good.
Yeah, I can assure you. But how are you doing, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm okay. What can I say? The transfer season's hotting up, but I don't like all this outstanding stuff. Oh, Lacroix in the final stages. Oh, we put John Stones on a list. What does that mean? That means nothing.
So you
That
still don't believe we're just, you could say, throwing smoke screens here and there to confuse people. I think we'll get Lacroix across the line. And the last time we talked about him, I told you if it makes you happy, even if he succeed in getting the deal across the line the next few hours or minutes, he still will not join our camp until 2 more weeks or 3 weeks at least, because he was at the World Cup and they made it to the semifinals and then played the third place match. But go ahead, what you were
yeah,
saying.
but there's no need for smoke screens for him, is there? That doesn't
No,
make
I'm
sense.
just saying, but there are other names being mentioned, and we've been there before. Nobody, we didn't know we were working on a deal to get to sign Morgan Rogers. It turned out everything we were hearing were all lies about him preferring to join Arsenal, according to Alex Goldberg and others. But go ahead, what you were saying, Bobby.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there was always an outside interest in Morgan Rogers, always for the past 2, 3 seasons. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. But I just find it. This is where I start to switch off. As I said, if I don't see Lacroix done by the end of the week, I'm not getting into all this. Oh, they're talking. It's just nonsense because that's been going on for too long, and the quoted figures between the two parties is nonsensically small. So we'll see what happens. But
Mhm.
this stuff like John Stones on a list, swap deals with is it Ramon and Neto, and I switch off that sort of stuff.
I think a lot of the stuff out there are all absolute hosting. But here's the first report on Maxence Lacroix to Chelsea. That's according to the transfer guru himself. He reads, Maxence Lacroix is a key target for Chelsea, and conversations are underway to try and reach an agreement as soon as possible. Chelsea working hard on this one, and I believe that's the case. And I wouldn't want us to just, for the sake of us being, you could say, desperate. If you see things from the fans' perspective, I wouldn't want us to just go drop the bag. We have to negotiate and get a good deal. And Crystal Palace, they are very difficult to deal with, never straightforward, which was why it took so long. And at some point, Bayern came calling, and boom, Olisa was gone. Even at that was, I think we did trigger his release clause, and they still refused to sell him to us and was gonna take us to court or something. But I'm not. Listen, Bobby, I'm not happy with what we've done so far, and I know we'd still do a lot more that will make everybody happy. Those that are, you can
Well,
say,
we
sensible enough
need
to accept that we've done well. But go ahead.
we need more. We can't be satisfied with what we've done. The Lacroix deal, I mean, we can't compare it to the Elise thing. They're two different situations, two different players. But is these are the things that make people a little bit nervous. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We've
So the
been
signs
through a
are
lot.
good, Bobby. Calm down. Calm down. It will happen. Okay. But your concerns are understandable. And as I did say yesterday, you've gotten to a point where you need to see it to believe it, just like how you were clearly elated once you heard that, yeah, we pulled off the signing of Morgan Rogers. You couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe it. I had to cross check the URL, or what's it called again? The handle of David Austin, to be sure I'm I'm not being bamboozled by Trevoh when he shared the link with me. So be rest assured, Bobby, we will get that deal across the line. No jokes.
Even Morgan Rogers, I'm waiting for the photograph at Cobham with the shirt. And, I would say I'm 80% convinced, but I still have my doubts until I actually see it. So we are all traumatized by so many different events. I mean, I never wanted Xavi. Remember what's his name? The guy from the Leipzig. Xavi. He went to Spurs in the end. I never wanted him. You guys wanted him, but see what
Who?
was.
Javi
the-
Simmons?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted him,
So
and
the
I'd
whole
say the
story
reason within.
was,
Yeah, go ahead.
the whole story was like, oh, they're talking. Simmons wants Chelsea. They're not far apart. Yeah, it's crazy.
He was waiting for us,
Uh,
and I think it was due to the UEFA restrictions at the time. That was the reason we didn't get the deal across the line. We just couldn't afford him at the time. I would have loved him at Chelsea. I think he's a good player, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans wanted him because they know, yeah, he's a good player. No jokes there, Bobby. Really. Yeah. Austin Bomba Somerville to what? Al Hilal for 80 million euros. I think he will run back to Europe maybe in a season or two. Younger players, they've started doing that. They just go there, make money for one season or two, and then come back to Europe. Wow, really? The left wing market is getting spooky for Arsenal and Liverpool. Nkrumah Nwuda. I like your name, bro. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And I see my spiritual advisor here in the beautiful game. Always nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. And he says, Coach, your thoughts on that bald headed demon retiring? Big up. I'm guessing you're talking.
I'm so angry. because to me it feels as if he's just got away with it. You're muted, coach.
Yeah, the kid was out distracting me seriously. I just have to leave the office door open, otherwise they'll do some damage because I'm alone with them. Sorry, buddy. So the beautiful game. I'm guessing you mean Guardiola.
Anthony Taylor. He's talking about.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
I read
so
that one
angry.
too. It just didn't come to mind.
I'm so
I think
angry.
I saw Trevoh's a post on X that read, "No what nobody will miss you." I think some people will miss him. So those his
Well,
favor
that's not the point. I wanted him in front of some sort of tribunal for his
for
malpractices.
corruption.
Malpractice, corruption, anything. He needs to be nailed. He's cost us a lot of things, including 2 or 3 trophies. He's a horrible man, and he goes with our feeling of absolute detest.
He did us dirty a lot.
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have our Zambian bro on the panel in Charles. Charles, how are you doing? I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation.
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good,
Ex-
bro. How are you?
Excellent.
How's Bobby? How's everyone on the stream?
Yeah, big
Excellent.
up,
I think your
Charles.
microphone is a little bit low. I can barely hear what you're saying, even though I've turned my up to 70 plus. Yeah, 78.
How is it sounding now?
Still fainty. Bobby, is it just me?
No, he sounds okay to me.
All right, go ahead. Your thoughts on Anthony Taylor retiring?
It's great news for Chelsea fans, bro. Anthony Taylor has been a pain. Sorry for the language, a pain in our ass for many years, and he's denied us some really big goals that could have changed a lot of games that we played in the Premier League. So him retiring, I think it's uh, one less official that's not gonna referee us out of games. So it's very good news. Happy about it as a Chelsea fan, but he was a pretty decent referee overall. I'll give him that. He's had a brilliant career. Over 850 games officiated. I think he's been a great servant to the Premier League. And yeah.
You're just being nice, like a eulogy during the. You said some kind words about him being a great servant to the Premier League and blah. Heston, I just don't want to waste
He
my
was
time
not.
talking about him, but yeah,
He
I'm
was
glad he's
not.
retired.
He,
Hopefully,
he was he was not a good servant to the Premier League. He was a corrupt, biased, nasty little man who hated Chelsea Football Club and conspired against the club in many ways. He cost us trophies and points in the Premier League. I can't eulogize over somebody like that. It's a corrupt git. And my anger is that he's gone without facing any penalties for the things he's done to Chelsea.
Yeah,
yeah.
Bobby, I did say, like, for us Chelsea fans, yeah, he's done us really dirty in a lot of years past. But overall, like, away from us Chelsea fans, overall, you have to give him that, as he's had a good career. He was
Mhm.
one of the most experienced Premier League referees, and just the games he's officiated, very high profile games, over 850 Premier League games. I mean, you have to give him that for the career that he has had. He has been a good servant to the Premier League. As a Chelsea fan, of course, we have our own grievances, but overall, you have to give him respect for the career that he's had.
I will never give him respect. He's a cheat, he's corrupt, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has been taking money. This sort of thing is, if you think of all these corrupt nations in the world with their leaders there, people talking about, oh, this leader has done this and done that, whereas in effect he was raping and pillaging his nation and causing poverty and death to his people. Now that's a different scenario and an extreme case, but on a professional level, Anthony Taylor is a despised man. It's a horrible guy who has played the system, benefited from the system, and the only people that will eulogize him is maybe Liverpool fans who he favored, and occasionally Arsenal fans. Occasionally Man United fans. I don't think Arsenal fans will really like him that much. Man City fans as well would probably like him because he favored them. But what he did to us in the FA Cup semi final, in the FA Cup final against Arsenal, where he gave Chelsea two red cards for nothing, so many decisions in the Premier League. I will despise that man, and I never wish him luck because you cannot be in a position of responsibility and be that and just cheat your way through in plain sight. I can't eulogize that man.
I will not eulogize you. How'd you pronounce that again? I don't want to try saying it, but that's
Eulogize.
okay. I can't, even if I try. But that's, by the way, Bobby. You get it. No, for none will come from me. Honestly, I think at some I was one of those that was saying you could say he's human anyway. He's allowed to make mistakes, but then at some point it became too much, and there were screenshots and videos of him. It meant he was consistent with that.
Blatant. The
Yeah,
hair pull on Cucurella,
yeah,
the
exactly.
red card to what's his name? Gosh, he played in midfield for us.
Martin,
No, Kovacic in the FA Cup final. The disallowed goal, the handball in the semi final against Man City. It goes on and on and on and on with this
the
man.
two on Aspilicueta by Maguire
Exactly.
in the box.
No,
So
no, that
many
was serious
instances.
judo.
I can't. I can't stand him. You do your job well. Now there have been many referee that has retired. They're human beings. They make mistakes. I remember the guy that was sort of the king of referees, the bald-headed Italian, Pier Luigi something that used to referee a lot of World Cup games. Now that's the kind of referee that when he goes, you eulogize him. He was never involved with any sort of dubious decisions. Where there was decisions that he made that was questionable, you could clearly see it was a mistake. And there wasn't him consistently refereeing against particular clubs, both in Italy, where he was from, and internationally. He was an exemplary referee.
You're talking
But
about Corina?
Co- uh, yeah, the
Is it
bald
Colina
Italian
or
guy.
Corina? I think
Colina,
Colina.
that's it. Gianluigi Colina, something like that. But Anthony Taylor is a weasel. He's a corrupt individual. There's nothing about him that's good. He has played the system. He's benefited from the system. He's pretended to be what he's not. It's just a scandal. I look at him and I feel nothing but contempt. I'm not glad he's gone. He's gone scot free, if you ask me.
Yeah, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for that. And Kalito is said, who called Morgan Rogers? Did you call? I didn't see you call anybody. I didn't see you call Chelsea signing Morgan Rogers. Wharton, I remember you saying we're gonna go for Wharton if what's his name? If Enzo Fernandez leaves. So I'm not ready to give you any credit on here. Sorry. Who called John Stones? Did you call him? You wanted Chelsea to sign him. I wanted Chelsea to sign him too. That doesn't mean you called him. Are you here looking for credit? You're not gonna get it. Um, blaming a ref is lame. Grow up. Yes, Sid, I'm gonna tell you this. For Anthony Taylor, I want to be a 2 year old again to say whatever I want to him. I
Exactly.
think at some point it became clear as if he did it all on papers. Well, it was never because he wasn't perfect or because he was just human, and humans do make mistakes, but that wasn't the case.
It was deliberate,
Yeah,
very deliberate, and he did
yeah.
it
At some point it became clear.
in every game. No, I'm not on that fence to pretend it's all good. Why do people do this? Because he refereed high-profile games. So what? That makes him a good guy? As I said, I gave the example of people that have been presidents of nations and they've been monsters. They've been tyrants. So no, he doesn't have it for me. And anywhere I can speak about him, it will be with disdain and complete annoyance at his poor performances for Chelsea in Chelsea games, in
All right.
particular.
Let's just move on from that. But let's see. You caught 8 times. Okay, eight. Look, we'll see. I want to see it, but I'm not giving you credit. Jay, big up to you and welcome to the panel. I do hope you're doing well. You want to speak on Anthony Taylor retiring, or should we just move on? But you're up to you, Jay. Do we have Jay there? He's probably busy. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next item. This is a report. I think we've addressed that. Fabrice is saying that Chelsea are working hard to get the deal across the line. They are. Conversations are on the way to try and reach an agreement as soon as possible. Chelsea working hard on this one. I think it's gonna happen. We've heard that Arsenal. We heard that they were interested, but now they're no longer interested in signing him. This one is I'm not too sure if in fact we're interested in signing Alex Scott. The reason for that I just don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. But at this point, I think it'd be accurate to say it's just a rumor. It says Bournemouth have rebuffed Big Six interest in Alex Scott, including from Chelsea. Message back from Bournemouth has been he is not for sale and has no valuation. And I think I didn't he's refused to sign a new contract. I think so. Charles, what do you think of the Alex Scott news? Do you think we need him? I don't think we need him really.
Got to agree with you on that one, coach. It would be a needless signing. I don't understand the rumors linking us to a move for him. I mean, where would he even play? Is he better than our current options? Would he be a good enough replacement for Enzo Fernandez? I don't think so. I think, first of all, this boy is being hyped up like crazy. And it would cost us more if we actually went ahead with our interest and paid. It would cost us more for a player we don't even need. I'm hearing fees like 80 million. What has he done in the Premier League to warrant those fees? I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Come on. He's, he's definitely not an 80 million player. And even if we did lose Enzo Fernandez, this is not your guy to replace him with. I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea. I think he should stay at Bournemouth for a year or two, see how he develops there, and maybe get a big move in the future. I think he's being incredibly impatient and angling for a move right now. I think he goes to Arsenal, will sit on the bench, goes to any of the big six clubs, like not maybe he plays at a team like Tottenham, but they also signed Fernandez and Tonali. So I think this kid is better off staying there. And for us, Chelsea, not what we need. Definitely not at that price. And I don't understand the rumors. I don't think they are concrete. I hope they are not concrete. Because if we are losing a quality world class player like Enzo Fernandez, only another world class player like Bruno Guimaraes can be an adequate enough replacement. So yeah.
I totally agree. This is clear agent stuff to try and bring his price up. You know, you put Chelsea's name behind something and it automatically the price is given some extra zeros. It's
Yeah.
nonsense. We don't need him. We don't want him. It's pointless. Where's he going to play? I mean, he's not the midfield. He's not that guy. You've got, if it's Rodri, then I can say okay, bring him, and we'll be talking about shifting some of our current midfielders. But nah,
What a
I
player,
totally
by the way.
agree. Rodri's is
His
you know.
footballing intelligence is next to none, really.
It's
He's
just
massive.
Jesus
incredible,
You know,
Christ.
man.
not the
Incredible.
player he was after his injury, but still, Rodri is a winner. He's somebody that whatever team he walks into, he shifts the needle exponentially. But it's not a Rodri conversation. I totally agree with Jay. Adam Scott. Nah, he's not. Yeah, there's no room for him at Chelsea. He's a good player.
And
Don't get me wrong, but we don't need him.
All right, let me ask you, Jay, if you're there. The question I want to ask you, I'm quite sure you've seen the John Stones to Chelsea rumors. What do you make of it? Is he something you'd like to see happen? And it looks like it's going to happen because basically, I did see one particular report that suggests they are offering him to us, his camp, because he's a free agent. I wouldn't mind that. The moment I learned he was going to leave City as a free agent, I wanted us to go for him. Um, that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be starting week in, week out. He can be a squad player. And when called upon, if he's fully fit, I think he still has a lot to offer. I'd say City didn't necessarily let him go because of his injury record. Probably because signing another new contract would mean they'd put him on a you could say a huge humongous salary, which will eventually become a problem for them. But Jay, let's hear you if you're there.
Yes, big up, coach. Big up,
Big up to you
Bobby,
too.
Charles, everyone in the chat. Um, yeah, I don't know if you seen my messages in the group chat, but yeah, I was actually talking about John Stones
Yeah,
when
I did see it.
I
Yeah,
saw
you want it to
I
happen.
saw
Yeah, but
the
go ahead.
yeah, it's when I saw the rumors. And it has been happening for a few days now, but Chelsea were not linked. I think Arsenal, because now they have lost Saliba, so they were quite strongly linked with him. But I wished that we could have some link with him. But that was just a prayer. I knew it was not feasible just because of the wages thing. He's earning quite decent wages at Manchester City, and now he's at a certain age where he would like to uh,
Jay, can I explain the wages with you? I
yeah,
agree.
sure.
I think Arsenal will probably be in pole position to get him because of the Saliba situation,
But
and
do
he
you know
would.
why he wouldn't want to join Arsenal, Bobby?
Why?
Because yeah, clearly he'd be a placeholder signing. If Saliba comes
Yeah, but
back, he's
he's
practically
not going
done.
to have a long contract with his injury record and his age. But I just want to explain the wage thing to Jay. Jay, since he's on a free, he has a sign-on fee, and what a
Hmm.
club like
A
Chelsea
lot of
would
money.
do would be to hide the exponential wages in a sign-on fee. So, if, for example, he has a 15 million sign-on free, that all goes to him, maybe 15 million for a 2-year contract. That's a lot of money. And then he can come in and then, just like we did with Thiago Silva, take a 100K a week wage, which is what Thiago Silva did. I think we paid a sign on fee for him, which was fairly high. Not too high, to be fair to Thiago, because he basically came to us for nothing. He wanted to come. But his sign on fee compensated a lot for his drop in wages. So if there's a big if Chelsea were to go for him, I can imagine they would do that.
Absolutely. Players, free
Yeah,
agents, they do get a lot of money.
yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot
Which,
of
which,
sense. If
which you can argue, which is why once a player senses that yeah, he can actually leave as a free agent, make a huge amount of money in bulk, it's usually difficult to convince them to stay. Which the sort of issue we had with Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger. Yeah, but go ahead, Jay. Sorry, apologies for cutting you off.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for Bobby. I actually forgot this concept that as a free agent, have the you
The
have the
sign-on
privilege
fee.
of
Hmm.
asking a sign-on fee, which we heard in the famous or infamous Mbappe case when he went as a free agent from PSG to Real Madrid. He got a huge check, a really big check. So yeah, that is something that we can do. Coming back to the player, I am delighted that we are linked with it, and I pray that he comes to us. That because the pros with him, are a lot more than a few negatives that comes with him. I want this player. I think with the certain age that he is, uh, it is very much understandable with the player as well as the club that he is not coming as a starter, right? He will be there on the bench. We already have a very limited, amount of games going into the next season, so he will be playing a few games for sure, but he won't be facing that workload thing that usually he would have seen at Manchester City in the earlier part of his career. So I'm really happy. This squad is still quite young. Yes, they are trying to add experience to it, with a few signings like Lacroix after hopefully after we get him, and Chavarria and other guys as well. Uh, but I still think that there is a lack of experience in this side. The squad is still quite young relatively, and John Stones would add that much needed experience to this team.
Like
He has
wealth of experience.
exactly, and it's not even just about the age, the experience that comes with age. It's about in which environment he has played, under which manager he has played, and what kind of titles and pedigree he has seen, and which we all know. He has been playing with one of the most successful Premier League club ever, that is Manchester City. This last 10 years, I think it is one of the best teams alongside the Manchester United team of the past, and obviously Pep Guardiola, one of the GOAT managers. So this is the type of experience. He has won things. He has seen, himself lift a lot of trophies, and he has played under one of the best tactical managers of all time. So that these are the intangibles that he will bring to this young side, and that is going to help the young players a lot, especially the defense, which we have seen that has been quite poor for us. So I'm really really happy that he's coming with us, and it's not even about we can't even give a full stop at the experience thing. He's not an experienced merchant. We have seen in the World Cup, in this World Cup that has just been concluded, at how good he was. He played a really important part in that English team. Whenever he has been trusted by Thomas Tuchel, I think he made 5 appearances, 3 starts,
He's a
and
very
he
intelligent
was
player.
really, really good. So, making a squad at the age of 32, a World Cup squad, especially for England, that is a big achievement. And then, not like Henderson and Kobe Mino, that you are there just on the bench. He has played significant minutes as well, which shows that he is really available, available to perform as well. Now, the only problem with him is, which is obviously the biggest elephant in the room, that is his injury record. He is quite an injury-prone player. Uh, can't really blame him because injuries are an unfortunate part of an athlete's career. But he is one of those players who has been quite injured for majority of seasons, especially in the last 2 3 seasons. So that is something which is the downside of signing him. But then again, we have very limited amount of games. He's not going to be a starter, and that is why I think that even this injury record is something that we can manage, or have a bit of a compromise, because he's not going to play all the time. Even when if unfortunately he gets injured, I think we would have substantial backing in the defense line where he can recover quickly, and we would have no issues at all if we are going to have his absence. So for me, it's a really really good signing, and all I see is good things with John Stones coming to Chelsea. But
And
as
he's
a
a consummate professional too.
Yeah, obviously. At the age of 32, playing it in such environments at Manchester City, he's a great professional. We have seen how his nature and attitude is also something that has been spoken about by other players a lot. He is a really good, we talk about Tosin and some, other players. This signing would remind me a lot about Thiago Silva, how he came to our club at a very, later stages of his career, and how he became instrumental for us for 3 to 4 years. I think John Stones has the capabilities to replicate that type of a career. So yeah, I'm very excited, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he can come to Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree. Charles, how about you before I go to Bobby? Your thoughts on the possibility of John Stones becoming a Chelsea player? I'd love to see that happen. He's still able to play at the highest level. I've seen at the World Cup. A very intelligent player, a good box defender. He's good aerially too, and very, very good on the ball. But let's hear you. I don't think it'd be stupid to believe that all Chelsea fans will be excited to see him at the club. But let's hear you, Charles.
Yeah, you are pretty right on your last statement, where you said not all Chelsea fans are going to be excited, and I'm one of those that are
Oh,
not
shocking.
over.
Shocking. Yeah.
I'm one of those that are not overly excited about this rumor. I hope it doesn't carry much weight. It's coming from the athletic deal sheet, which usually is a lot of nonsense. But let me talk about the player. Actually, I really, really liked the player, and I was one of the fans that was desperate for John Stones to move to Chelsea when he was 21 at Everton. Well, you remember that push that Jose Mourinho made to sign him? I followed him closely, and I was basically in love with him. He was excellent, one of the best English defenders I had ever seen. At a young age, he was so mature. His ball playing was world class.
Exceptional. I
His
remember,
intelligence.
who was their manager? His manager at the time at Everton, the current Portugal national
Yeah,
team coach.
Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, I
Roberto
remember he
Martinez.
was telling the fans to trust him with the ball because the fans were, you can say, he was giving them a heart attack with the way he holds onto the ball,
No,
as
he had
cold as
that
ice.
unusual. He
Yeah,
had that unusual bravery on the ball for a
he is.
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
another
it
level.
was
Go
just
ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
no, you contributed actually. It was just brilliant to see. Obviously, it didn't work out. Everton insisted he was not for sale, and I think a year later he went to Manchester City. Uh, Great manager for his type of game, ball playing, intelligence, anticipation, awareness, and it developed him into one of the best CBs in the world. He had a great career at Manchester City.
He
Then
did.
injuries started, yeah, injuries started kicking in, and that's when he started struggling. The mistakes in his game started popping up, and as years went by, Pep Guardiola assigned other defenders and stopped trusting him. Stopped. He lost his place in the team. He was injured, in and out of the team. He's a guy that's not at that consistency in the last few years. He's a guy that's not at that consistency in that Man City team because of the injuries. And the injuries, like we talked about it a lot last night on the stream, how injuries can affect your game. And he's that type of player who's been highly affected by the injuries that he has suffered in his career. Now is at a point in his career where he's probably looking at his next contract being a big one, being probably the last big one. He is a free agent. They are going to throw him around clubs like us. So what's coming out from the Athletic is not total bullshit. It's not total nonsense. There might be some truth to it because they will want to throw him around. And as a guy, I think you will still want to play at the top level. I mean, he can get crazy wages in the Saudi leagues, but I think for a winner like him, I think he's still going to want to play at the highest level, and his agents will throw him around clubs like Chelsea, like Arsenal. But the injuries, because we can't really say you will have Thiago Silva type of impact. You know, Thiago Silva has made a lot of sacrifices to be able to perform the way he performs at that age. Is that guy who is strict with the diet, more like a Ronaldo type of mentality. That's the mentality that Thiago Silva has. He's made a lot of sacrifices and worked hard, followed every little detail, the sleep. I saw young players like Andre Santos actually talking about learning from him, how strict he is with everything that he does to condition himself in the best possible way to still play at the highest level at that age. Now, I don't see Stones as that type of player, and the injuries that he has suffered uh, later in his career, I don't think it gets any better. I don't think it will get any better. It will just get worse. He's getting older, he's getting slower, and the injury record, you can't expect it to get better as he is aging. So I don't think he can have the transformational impact that Thiago Silva had here. Um, the positive thing that would be about the deal would be his experience, and I actually agree with you, Jay, when you talk about how his experience can have a positive effect around the squad. The squad is still relatively young. The centre backs lacks leaders, and Jon Snow is a leader. He can organize a back line, so it would be a huge gamble. And I feel that at this stage, we need transformational signings in defense. We've suffered a lot in defense, and for us to be a serious team again, we cannot gamble. And John Stones would be very much a big availability gamble, and we can't gamble on our defense. It's an area of the pitch that we have to show ambition. Look at what Arsenal is achieving right now. They are achieving it because they built a very solid defense, both the starters and the players that were on the bench. So I think it's too much of a gamble, and it's unfortunately a very crucial part of our project where we need to fix things that have been holding us back, that have been making us underperform and finish top four only once in 4 years. I think it's the right move at the wrong time. The wrong move at the wrong time for him, and we need better, more assurance in our signings in defense. We can't gamble. So I would say no to John Stones. As
I'm going to
much
say
as
this:
I
it's not a gamble for me in any way, because I don't think if we're planning on signing two CBs, I don't think signing John Stones will mean us signing just one because we have him. I think it'd be
Yeah,
that sort of signing that you're signing to have him. Even at that, you still would still go ahead and sign two CBs, because yeah, that has always been the plan. So for me, it's not a
yeah.
gamble. He
Can I
brings
I
can
think
leadership,
I think
brings wealth of experience, and a consummate professional. I don't. It's not for me. I wouldn't consider that a gamble.
Yeah.
I'm
it's a
yeah.
gamble
It's
on
just
his
my opinion, but
availability.
go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, yeah, it's a gamble on availability, because you are saying
One that we
we'll
already
sign.
know. One that we already know. We know he has a poor record. He had his. You can see he again. He. I wouldn't. It wouldn't be correct to say that he's hardly ever fit. He finished the World Cup without getting injured. Did he get injured at any point?
No, he had a good World Cup.
Exactly. There's a
No,
chance we sign him tomorrow. Would look back and say we hit a jackpot there. It's
Yeah.
a risk that is worth taking, but I wouldn't call it a gamble. In all honesty, that's
looking
because
at
signing him wouldn't mean, if we've always wanted to sign two CBs, we'll end up signing one. That's just my
Can I
opinion, but
add
go ahead.
something?
Yeah.
I just want to add on the availability point. Even if we sign Lacroix and don't sign any centre back, we would still be fine in terms of numbers. Or the available centre backs going to the next season. So John Stones is an additional one. It's not going to bother. Even if he
No,
gets
it
injured,
won't.
I
Yeah.
don't think he I don't
We
think
would
we are
still
going
be
to
able
miss him a
to give
lot. We are
them
not
numbers
going to
that
require his availability in this season because we don't have Champions League football. It's as simple as that. If we had Champions League football, then I could have agreed with Charles that maybe we are taking a gamble or a risk because we might require him a lot. But we are not going to require him a lot in this coming season. And second point about Josh Echempong, I think it makes perfect sense for Josh Echempong as well because I think this does not hamper his pathway to Chelsea. I think after one or
No.
two seasons, John Stones will automatically, retire, or we will likely move him on, and that will be the best pathway for Josh and Chimpong to, come in and have that position. So I think it makes a lot of sense for Josh and Chimpong as well.
I agree. I'll catch up with what we have in the chat. Let's give the microphone to those in the chat. Come back to the panel. Let's hear from Bobby whether he considered that a gamble or whether for him more of you can say what we will gain from signing him. But just give me a few seconds there. Let me catch up. Give the microphone to those in the chat. Michael Falade says hello, gentlemen. Hello to you too. Good evening. On John Stones potentially joining Chelsea. That might affect Josh Achampong's development, I'm guessing. Not sure that's a good idea, even if we want experience. Um, that's the problem. You can't eat your cake and have it. You wouldn't. Some of us want us to sign more experienced players, and at the same time, but I don't think he'd actually in any way hamper Josh Achampong's development. But the point I was trying to make is that we can be asking for the club to sign experienced players, and when we look to sign one, we start complaining about how how
sign
signing that
fit
player.
ones.
I'm
Sign
coming.
fit ones,
I'm
coach.
coming. How signing that player in particular could hamper the development of the other of a certain young player we have at the club. It just doesn't make sense. But go ahead. You were saying something. I'd like us to hear from Bobby as soon as possible. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, when we go for experienced players, you are saying when we go for experienced players and fans are complaining. I
Yeah,
think
they
it's
do.
yeah, but go for fit ones. Go for fit ones
No,
that
but
are going
if
to
this one,
actually be available.
I think I quite well understand the point of that Faladay of his comment right there or contribution in the chat, but at the same time, I don't think that's an issue. It wouldn't be any. It would not in any way dwarf or maybe hamper Josh Achampong's development. It will not. And I don't think Achampong will be playing as a centre back, most likely right back. That's just an opinion. I'm not sure. I don't work.
Yeah,
I don't work for Xabi Alonso, so I'm not certain what position he ends up getting a chance to play. Go ahead.
There is a word in the English dictionary called stopgap, and I think John Stones would be that. He would be exactly that for us. For a short period
Certainly,
of time, he
certainly,
would
yeah.
come in and do a job.
His
but Josh is
experience, his win.
already.
You could say he's a winner. He won tons of trophies at Manchester City, and he brings that with him. Mainly,
And
I
But
think
don't
he.
you think?
Charles,
Don't
I
you think?
really want to ask you, when I'm mentioning that we don't have enough games in this coming season, we are going to have limited games, then why are you mentioning the availability thing? He's not going to play for us a lot.
It's not. It's not going
Uh,
to be starting week in week out. He won't, and even he would know that.
um, don't you think that the fact that we are not in Europe and we are not going to play a lot of games, when you look at guy like Josh Achimpong, he's already gone 2 seasons at Chelsea where he's not had enough game time, and then we go into a season with fewer games than usual. Then we sign another guy in front of him. I don't know where you played Josh Achimpong.
In all
That will
honesty,
make
that's the list of my concerns.
fewer games and
If the
signing
manager
John
feels
Stones.
like, let me just say this quickly, if the manager feels like signing John Stones can help us compete for the contend for the title, I'd say do it.
If the
And
manager,
I'm
but
not going to
we
say
don't
this.
know
I
that.
don't
We don't
believe
know that.
signing John Stones will in any way hamper the development of Josh Achampong. If anything,
Yeah,
he will learn a lot from him.
yeah.
I think we're at a point. I think
Charles
we're
was
at a point where we can't just keep preaching to Josh Achimpong that he's untouchable, that we rate him
I
highly.
mean,
We're at a point.
if he
We're at a
cannot,
point.
I mean, if the season ends and it's not content with the amount of game he ends up playing, he can leave. This wouldn't be the first time. It's just that we're too
Nothing should
attached.
be given
You
on a
know, for some
platter at
people,
Chelsea.
I'm going to say this, Charles. I know you're not like that. For certain Chelsea fans, you'd hear them how they talk about our academic graduates, and if we oblige and do what they want us to do, would have 11 of you could say the Cobham Academy players and end up not winning anything. Probably might actually get relegated. Yeah,
I agree with you, Coach. I
yeah,
think we
exactly.
overrate
They
Chalobah.
don't just you could say reason well when it comes to us signing certain players that they feel like would in any way lead to a certain academy player not playing enough games. I'm not
yeah,
Yeah,
concerned.
and
This wouldn't be
coach.
the
I agree
first
with
time.
that one. I agree with that one, Coach. And Chelsea is a big club, and nothing should be given for free. Not just because you are an academy player, you are entitled to play. No, and I think this Josh Achimpong guy has not shown enough in the minutes that he's been given. He's not shown enough to be a regular starter at Chelsea. But John Stones, in a season with fewer games, and you are paying a high signing on fee for someone that might not be available as much as you would want. You are paying a high signing on fee for impact and words and passing
It's a
bottle water
risk I'd
bottles
take if
to
I were
players.
in charge.
He's,
I
he's on a
don't
free.
think it's
I know we all reason differently. We all see things for different lenses, but the sort of person I am, it's a risk I take if I were in charge without looking back.
We are getting him on a free, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
free, but like Bobby said, and that's how just free transfers work. They usually
All right.
carry a high signing on fee
But
and a
it would
high
be
agent
relatively
fee
cheap.
as well. They carry a
But it
high
would still
agent
be
fee as
relatively cheap.
well.
Yeah.
So
All right. Let me catch up so that so that we
it's
can hear from
32.
Bobby because Bobby he hasn't. Go ahead. Go ahead, Charles. You were saying something.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, he's 32, and you can't say a high signing on fee and a high agent fee is cheap. He's 32 and is going to be hardly available. I don't think it's worth the financial risk and the
Okay.
availability risk as well.
Listen. We don't have to all agree, and that's how we like it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can trust this ownership to, not go wild on financial, uh, financial stuff with the players. If we are going to sign him, they are obviously going to make it as cheap as possible. So I'm not worried about that part.
All right, let's see.
Um.
Just one second, please. Good evening, everyone. Happy to hear from you guys. Happy to hear from you too, Desmond Murathai. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. And Vic is saying Chelsea are considering making a move for John Stones. Club sources tried to downplay links a month ago, but he is now a legitimate target. It can be confirmed. This Kieran Gill guy DM. I'm don't trust him. I'm not sure what the DM is doing in his name too. But thank you for that update, Vic. Vic also says, "What's the gamble here?" Question he's asking, but we're gonna hear from Bobby first. We have freaking Tosin, Badia, Shile, and Desasi. The Stones will be a gamble, according to
I've
Yeah,
been, I've been
I
our
am.
Zambian rape. Just Bobby, just a few minutes. I'm coming to you. Personally, not according to Michael Faladay, he says personally not excited about John Stones. CFC should let him be and go for other experienced younger defenders. Okay, let's see. The World Cup with just a few games. Don't think Stones can go. We weren't gonna. We're not looking to sign him to come and play 38 games in the first place. Achampong is not going to sit for 2 seasons. Listen, if come the end of the season, if he feels like if he's not content with the amount of games he ends up playing, he can leave. This wouldn't be the first time, honestly. But I think he will play enough. Please bring John Stones according to Kefa Gang. Let's see what happens. And my bro Richard Hughes is in the house. He said, "I am at work, but hearing of bringing Thiago Silva 2.1 would like you would like that." He said, "I would like that." The man has experience and he can play right back too. Very experienced. He can also fulfill the DM role. Yeah. Achampong is the least of my, yeah. I'll have to list up my concern, but for Charles, not necessarily, not that Charles isn't actually that much concerned about Achampong. He's made it clear there. After all,
Coach.
I said if Alonso wants Stones and it doesn't block the pathway for others, then fine, particularly if it is as a stopgap. That's exactly what it'd be. Just give me, Bobby, I'm coming to you, please. I apologize. How do I feel about Achampong and bringing someone that can help us now? See De Bruyne, Salah, Achampong can leave like these two did. Yeah, and we are still the mighty Chelsea. It's really as simple as that. We need Bradley Bacola. Do I think we need him? I'd say no. Chelsea have had a recent approach for Alex Scott rejected. Chelsea were willing to pay over £60 million. Really? We want him that much? And Jeremy, nice to see you. Stone is injury prone. Okay, Lacroix, Romero, Lacroix, I believe we will get that deal across the line. And United State of Chelsea, I love that name. Stones might be too washed to help. Okay, that's an opinion of yours. Why does it feel like Chelsea are doing a serious rebuild? Some players who we bought are not going. Okay, will be leaving. Yeah, it feels like a lot of players will be leaving. Bacola cannot play in Xavi's structure. That's okay. But thank you for joining United States of Chelsea, Bobby. Let's hear your thoughts. A gamble or not?
I mean, my thoughts is first of all, let's get some perspective on Chelsea perspective. We're talking
Uh,
as if
thank you.
John Stones is imminent.
Rhymes, Bobby, rhymes.
He's nowhere near imminent. Fortunately, while the discussions are going on, I've listened to Ben Jacobs' latest update. John Stones, he doesn't even know what's happening next, and he said it will be clearer in the next few days. Now, that's that. So it's not like he's imminently coming to Chelsea. He's just on a list. What he did say is that Chelsea are looking at central midfield. Now, I don't know about Alex Scott. You know, he was kind of mentioned. I don't really fancy him like that. But I think if Chelsea find this central midfielder, it would probably mean that someone like Lavia go to Strasbourg for a year to prove his fitness and get his fitness because he's missed a lot of football since joining Chelsea. And it may mean some kind of loan for Sugo. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But coming to John Stones, look, the idea in principle is a good idea. Mature, experience, and so on and so forth. But we cannot ignore certain things. One, he's 32, and he's not a Thiago Silva who particularly took care of his body. I mean, Thiago Silva was like a Ronaldo type, a Messi type that worked hard. If I'm more so Ronaldo,
And
that
he's still
worked hard.
playing.
He's still playing, and you know they work hard on their body, and he wasn't as injury prone. Now, it is the sign-on fee will be it won't be exorbitant, but it will be significant. And for a short contract, which is all he will ever get, a year or two, you start to wonder, is it worth it? Now we have, if he does come, that means definitely Tosin will be sold. We still have Fofana, who is a bit of an injury suspect here and there. So I don't know, to be honest, if Chelsea will go for that. I think maybe it's a bit of a smokescreen, as coach keeps saying, to get the Lacroix deal done. According to Ben Jacobs, that discussion is still going on, simply because Palace feel well within their rights to ask for more money than the is it Te, Henteke deal that Spurs did for that midfielder who had a
Yep.
year left on his contract,
Mhm.
and Lacroix has 3 years. So I think we're kind of looking at 60 million, and it's probably going to be 55 plus 5 million in add-ons or something like that. I think we'll do it. However, another theory I have is since there is this midfielder talk, the delay might be a deal for Adam Wharton, who Chelsea have been admiring. Now, to take two players from one club is going to be a heck of a lot of convincing, especially a club like Crystal Palace, who I think have already
Oh yeah.
lost several
Mhm.
players. Yeah, so maybe that's the delay. I don't know. But I think we're getting a bit too carried away with Stones. I don't think he's that far up the pecking order. It's not an imminent deal. It's a deal with one or two positives, but I think far more negatives. Because you need a player if they're old and mature. At least they need to play. When we were linked with Zaka, at least Zaka has a good fitness record, and he would be able to contribute something. We don't want to bring somebody in and all he's doing is entertaining the medical team on the injury table. So that's a huge consideration. And if I'm honest, I don't think Chelsea are looking at him as a priority at all. I don't even think Arsenal are looking at him, and you would argue that they would probably need him more than we do.
So for you, it's a gamble.
It is a gamble, of course it is. 32 years old, poor injury record. His injury record was the reason Man City let him go. I'm not sure. I mean, Man City have let a couple of their centre backs go. Himself and who's the old Chelsea boy that was there? Um,
Nathan Aki
Aki. They've let them go.
would
For
have loved
very
Aki.
Yeah, Ake's okay, but he was always a backup there. I was surprised after he complained about being a backup at Chelsea. It shows what money can do. He went somewhere else and he was definitely a backup at Man City. This also goes to show that we shouldn't always listen to narratives. When a player tells you, "Oh, I'm tired, I don't want to get off the bench," and all that, then they go somewhere else and sit on the bench vis-a-vis Jackson. You know that it's just football. Football, there's more things that can convince a player to hang around or to be with you and to go through with your project, as we've done by getting hold of Rogers. Somebody was mentioning Achimpong. Achimpong's fine. He's going to be okay. You don't. Why do Chelsea or Chelsea fans always think they can rush these kids? You can't do it. I remember what they were doing with Esteval. Oh, he should be starting. Oh, why is Esteval on the bench? Oh, what's over? Yada, 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 yada. 18 years old. He was still getting used to the Premier League. Eventually, when he came on and they gave him a run of games, what happened? He pulled his hamstring and went off for the rest of the season. He's a kid. You blood them slowly. Now, Achipong, could he have a little bit more game time? Arguably, yes. I think there were times where he could have been used by Maresca, by Rosinia, and indeed by McFarlane after him, that he wasn't used. Yes, I think that was a bit of a waste and a mismanagement on their behalf. But is he somebody that has to be, oh, this starter? Oh, he has to have 20, 30 games a season? No. He's still developing. He's not even 20 years old yet. He's 19. He's still developing. Will he get game time at Chelsea? Of course he will. Will he slowly find his way into the centre back position to displace somebody there? Yes, especially if he proves himself. But, we're too impatient. These kids go to other clubs and the same thing happens there. They take their time, they bring them through slowly, and then eventually start playing them, which is what Chelsea's trying to do. But, that aside, the John Stones thing, it's nowhere near being a reality. And as it stands, the only centre back that we know of and that the big journos are putting out there, which is no particular conclusion, but is being put out there is Lacroix. And honestly, I think after getting Lacroix, I'm not sure we will be bothered to get another centre back. And it doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like then that central midfielder, I can see that happening. And not because of Enzo. I think they still want to keep Enzo, but I think they want that big guy in there that's going to be a general in there, and they want to possibly send Lavia out on loan to recover properly and get match fitness properly for a season. I remember Ruben Loftus Cheek when he had that terrible injury, the Achilles. It took him 2 or 3 seasons to get anywhere near back to what he was. And we had to send him away for 2 seasons, a loan to, I've forgotten where, then the other loan to Palace before he came back. And sadly, I didn't want him to go, but sadly he was sold. I think Lavia, in terms of his development, he's missed. What is this? This is his third season at Chelsea. He hasn't played 90 minutes. He's missed so much football that if they have somebody come in who can take over that central midfield, like the defensively, I think they will do that and send him on loan. And if whoever comes in is, for example, an Adam Wharton, and he proves to be really, really good, then don't be surprised if they end up selling Lavia, which would be a big, big shame because there was an excellent player there, but we haven't seen it, and it's left to be seen that he can ever be that player. I know Dante did make a good point that now his body has got to that point where, the muscle bulk is something he can cope with better. Yes, maybe I see that argument, but he's still got to go somewhere and rebuild his football muscle memory, his fitness, and see if he can ever get anywhere near the potential he had. So these are all the permutations I see at the moment. But Stones is way, way, way off the mark right now.
All right, I'm going to give the microphone back to those in the chat. When I come back to the panel, I will introduce the captain of the community in Constantine Dante, the awesome man, to hear his opinion whether he thinks it'd be a gamble or not, and whether he'd like Chelsea to sign John Stones. I'm having this feeling Chelsea wants to win the league this season. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more high-profile players come in. That's we're hearing is the plan. Big up to you too, Toby. Always nice to see you. Appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation, Bobby and Dante. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 21 likes, and I do know we can do a lot better than that. Seems like things are moving fast. Garnacho closer to Villa, really, and we are closer to signing Maxence Lacroix and Stones if the links are true. However, Josh Achampong needs a loan. I feel sad for him. He might not. We're just profiling him as centre back. That might not be the case, but let's see. Even on if we say right back, yeah, he still has a lot to deal with, but I think he still play a lot. Big up Jay as well. Why are you saying big up to Jay? Just move on. I don't want Jay Stones. If he signs him, if we sign him, fine. If the manager wants him and we're able to get the deal across the line, fine by me. Dante, let's hear you. John Stones to Chelsea. If you were in charge, would you consider it a gamble or more of what he brings to the table, positive stuff? But let's hear you. Is he there?
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up to you too.
Big up, guys. Yeah, sorry, a bit late. I fell asleep again earlier with my son. I just woke up.
Lack of discipline, we know.
Yeah, I try to keep it, not every show to be on time like the last couple of shows. I need to, learn from my master, and I have to apply it every couple of shows. So yeah, it is what it is. Sorry, what was the question?
John Stones to Chelsea, a
Yes.
gamble or not? How do you see it? Is it something you'd like to
Yeah,
see happen?
I just looked at. I was just trying to catch up with something in the news.
And just quickly, please, if you're on the panel, can you use your X handle as your name so that we'll not highlight in any comment? People will see your handle and can go and follow you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, Tebeho here says Dante is using KFC Wi-Fi. He's actually downgraded to Chick-fil-A. But go ahead,
There's no
Dante.
Chick-fil-A in Australia. I told you, there's no Chick-fil-A here. We don't have that.
So yeah, that one didn't work, right? So go ahead.
Yeah, look, I would welcome him. I think he's a good defender. Obviously, he's started for England, and we saw how good he was for England. They didn't concede anything up, not too many goals till they got to that sort of quarterfinal or semi-final, I think it was, or whatever it was. But before that, they're pretty good. It was very tight at the back. So yeah, look, I don't mind him. He adds experience. He's not that old. 32 is not old. Obviously, 32 is for a defender, especially modern football these days. They all should, be going to like 36, to be honest. Most, how good with their diet and professionalism and all the sports science, etc. They all should be going pretty much longer than before. So I wouldn't mind him on, say, a 2-year contract or even a 1+1, something like that. I actually think he would, really help us. But of course, it's down to Alonso. If Alonso wants him and he thinks he can help us and, use him really well, because I don't see him coming and not really being a starter. He would want probably guaranteed minutes wherever he goes now at that age, especially that he's starting for England. He would want to be a guaranteed starter wherever he goes. Now, can we give him that? I'm not so sure every single game, but we can probably give him a lot of minutes, obviously. So, but yeah, I would welcome him. He's a good defender. He's very good on the ball. We know what he did for Pep. Played across multiple positions there. So even in defensive midfield for quite a lot, and inverting as a back as well. So he's done it all. Yeah, he's not that fast, but playing in a back three, you don't need to be that. When you got that cover, two defensive midfielders in front of you. Um, you just got to have that IQ. You got to be smart, positioning, etc. So, yeah, I would definitely add him. If he'll be on a free transfer as well. So it's one of those opportunities, especially if you're looking for a bit of leadership and a winning mentality. And he has that. He definitely has that. Because obviously what he's done and how much he's won at Man City. So yeah, I would definitely welcome him. I think he's still a very good player. You don't start, you don't start for England, etc. If you're not good, you're not a good player. So I know he wasn't always first choice, and his injury is a little bit, he's got a little bit of an injury history, but he's at that age now where he's looked pretty good this year. To be honest, he's kind of had a bit of a run with injuries, and then this year and a bit of last year, he was actually pretty good. So yeah, I would definitely risk it on a free transfer. Why not? And if we can sell, obviously the players we know we have that have kind of already been here, have their chance, and haven't really proved themselves or taken their chance, like Disasi, obviously, Badia Shield, all these players. So yeah, I would definitely take him.
All right. Thank you so much. I would too, honestly. Tebeho says he adds experience, but an injury-prone player. And Vicky says Tosin
Sorry,
Alston's
coach. I,
in.
I need to log out. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I need to.
All right. All right, easy decision, and he starts if he's fit. But wow, he's a gamble. Not for me. To a lot of people, that'd be the case. Talking to Vic. Vic, if we sign both Maxence Lacroix and Stones, who starts on the bench? Mm. Okay, Vic, that question is for you. Tosin is not leaving. We can see that. I don't think he leaves. And we've also heard actually specifically that the manager likes him, something to that effect. I don't. All right. How about this kid here, Dante? But Bournemouth, they've said they're not looking to sell the kid, Alex Scott. Some rumors
Yeah,
suggest
look,
there's a particular report that suggests we were willing to pay more than 16 million pounds, but they refused to sell.
yeah, probably for, around that price, even lower than that, he would be probably pretty good. But I don't think, paying more than that. And they don't want to sell him, they're in Europe, so they don't want to sell him. So I don't know if we need him that much. Not that profile, in my opinion. I think, we need something we don't have a little bit more. He's a very good young player. He runs a lot. He's quite. He's got a good engine. He runs a lot. He dictates a lot of play, but we don't need that. I think we need more of a bit more physical guy, a bit more a proper specialized defensive midfield type, to really solidify that midfield and, add a bit of height, physicality for Bobby, of course, and height for Bobby. Uh, but we need a more specialized DM, is what I'm saying. Like, Xhaka was, tall, strong, good ball playing, but can control the game, tempo, etc. Uh, Now, this is, of course, depending on Enzo Fernandez, what happens with him as well. But if he's not there, well, 100% we need that type. Alonso's always had that type. It's important to have a guy like that there in a system he plays because, it obviously it makes you stronger defensively and aerially, etc. And also, set pieces. It's important for him, that type of player, proper specialized number six. And I don't think we don't have that. We don't. Caicedo is obviously, he's more of a CM than a DM to me, but he can do both, no problem, Caicedo. So, but he's not that guy that will win, and be. He's physical, but he's not that guy that's gonna, aerially, etc., or physicality as much. So, I think we need that type, and there isn't many. Unfortunately, there's not many. There's not many available. Too many of those, like a Rodri type, etc. To have that height, physicality, technique as well. So, like a Xhaka as well. So, hopefully they're looking at someone, and I have a sneaking feeling they are looking at someone because that's why we went for Xhaka. We didn't just go for his experience. We went because he's got those things as well, and that is a crucial position. The second guy doesn't need to have that, but there's got to be one guy there that actually has that dominance. So Scott, I'm not quite sure
Okay.
if. Yeah, I don't think we need him, to be honest. Now,
I don't think so either. All right. Tobias says yes. Bournemouth don't want to sell the kid. However, they might be forced to sell him because he doesn't want to sign a new contract. Yeah, I think they'd be better off selling him, in my opinion. We do another food chain on Arsenal for Bruno Gumieres. I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm not that keen on him joining Chelsea, even though I think he's
yeah,
a
me
good player.
neither. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go
I've
ahead.
seen enough of him that uh, not hasn't really been successful at Newcastle. He does well. He plays well, even for Brazil, not that well either. There's something missing from his game. He's not quite. He's quite erratic. We know that he's quite erratic. He runs a lot, tackles a lot, gets in trouble a lot. But I don't know. I think he's. I don't. I just. There's something about him that I wouldn't put him in this Chelsea team. Just. I don't think we need that type. Exactly like him. I don't know if it's gonna be work that well there. Like I said, a more specialized DM. He's not really a DM either, to be honest.
All right. This particular report says Chelsea have submitted two offers for Pep Chavarria. The latest being 25 million euros. Despite this, Rayo Vallecano still have no intention to negotiate and are referring Chelsea to the player's 50 million release clause. I'm not sure. Charles, let's hear you. Your thoughts on that one. But before you speak, I think we're going to answer these questions, this particular question that I highlighted on the screen once we come back to the panel. But that one says, I will tell you who I want after your answers. Okay, we will. But Charles, your thoughts on what Raya are doing? Rayo Vallecano. Go ahead.
I think they've used pretty dirty negotiating tactics. They led the club to believe that a 50 million euro offer would be enough. We're willing to pay that. They now referred us to his release clause at the time, which was around 25 million euros, which again we indicated we would be willing to pay. And I don't know, somehow, I don't know if the release clause, the 25 million release clause, had an expiry date, and it seems we passed that date and it went to 50 million, which is ridiculous for a guy like Pep Chavarria. um is 28 in his prime at Rayo. Nobody knows anything about him. I think it's pretty much an Alonso signing if he came, because obviously we don't know enough about him, and it's just because Alonso knows him, has watched him, that he has recommended him to the club as a cheaper rotation option to Gerard in the team. So at that price, at that 50 million euro release clause, it's ridiculous and we shouldn't pay. And we can get better, more well-known player, maybe Premier League experience, a guy like Louis Ho. We can top up 10, 15, 20 million and get a Louis Ho, So at that price, it's ridiculous, and the negotiations are in bad faith by Rayo, and they are wasting our time. I think it comes down to us to make a decision. Do we want to pursue this guy? Because you don't want to waste a month or two in the transfer window over a guy who's not even guaranteed to be a starter. I think Chelsea need to make a decision, and if Rayo insists on us paying the full 50 million, we should move on and identify someone else and accelerate.
All right, thanks so much for that. Do I rate Mecha? He's a good player, but I wouldn't want us to sign him. I think he's going to struggle in the Premier League. He's not quite there yet. He's a very good player, intelligent one at that. I still need to see a lot more from him, but I don't like him that much. All right, Dante, you want to speak about Chelsea's pursuit of Philip Chavarria? Not Philip. What's his name?
Yeah,
Pep Chavarria. That's how you pronounce
yeah.
it.
Look,
Your thoughts?
yeah, like Charles said, they need to just walk away. I think we've offered more than sufficiently enough for him. Like I said,
It's becoming
Vallecano's.
redonkulous.
Yeah, look, they probably are working in the background for another deal. We just probably don't know about it. They would know. They wouldn't just put all their hats in
The Real
one
Madrid
one.
one.
Yeah, they wouldn't be just for him alone. Yeah, there's continuing to try to get him, but it wouldn't be just for him alone. They've got an option B, option C. So they probably are looking at others and already, starting to. It's just a bit quiet. We probably don't know about it as much, like we didn't know before. So, but yeah, Charles is right. It's way too much for that type of player. Like I said, their record signing was 7.5 million. So those guys are not. They usually keep players like that. They'll sell quick. They sell quickly. They're not a big club. Anything, I've looked at it. They sell players for like 2, 3, 4 million. Uh, so what is different? There's not much different. There's nothing different with Pep, really, to be honest, because yeah, he's not a big name. He's not that starting sort of caliber player. That is well known or something. He's always played more of these type of clubs. So yeah, they need to move on. Just it will look bad on Vallecano because I can guarantee you the player will be very upset at them. So hopefully, he's making a bit of noise, which I'm sure he is. Probably depends how much he can, but even the guys in that dressing room, they will not appreciate what Vallecano is doing to Pep, because they know, well, okay, if someone comes for us, what's going to happen. So it's not a good look on Vallecano, but it looks like they don't really care, to be honest. But that'll come and bite them back eventually. Like I said, players in the dressing rooms, they pay attention to stuff like that, and they won't be happy at all. Don't be surprised you'll see them really be really bad very early this season because of that.
All right, thank you for that. Bobby, you want to add to that, or you're good? Or Bobby isn't there. Jay, you want to add to that? I thought Jay left.
No, I mean, I will almost repeat what Dante had to say. I think uh, Alonso wants him. I think that is pretty much clear. I think he is pushing for the deal, but at the same time, I can understand the club's position as well. You know, I it actually is quite irritating when a club during negotiations just doubles the price and changes the release clause, automatically. So I don't really like to do deals with such parties or such clubs. So I think for a price up to 30 million, we should try. But if they are not coming down again, then 50 million is just absurd. 45, 50 million for him is absurd. I think we should just move on. Even if Alonso wants him, I think it would be insanity to pay 50 million for Pep Chavarria, whose release clause was around 21 million or 25 million just a few weeks back. So yeah, I think we have to be sensible around this deal.
All right, just since I'm still with you, the question on the screen from Tebejo, he says, if we sell Enzo Fernandez, who do you guys want? Let's start with you, Jay.
One of the most important, positions and one of the most important topics, I think, in this transfer window, at least for me, I think it is one of the most crucial positions that is going to determine how our season is going to, conclude at the end. I hope, and that was my wish and is my wish for a while, that Real Madrid comes back and takes Enzo away, because I think that is the only way we can then open our chances to sign a profile which is going to suit us and which is going to suit Alonso's system. So nothing to hate on Enzo. He's a good player, but him and Caicedo are just not the perfect pair and not the perfect pair for a system that Alonso wants to play. So and it I would double down and say that if Enzo leaves and we signs the perfect profile and perfect player in this position, I think we can even challenge for the title. That's how much important I think this position is. I think you can get all the rest of the players around we have been linked with, and you can maybe add some positions. You can secure top four easily, but the next step, the epitome, which is going to challenge for a title and maybe then go on to win it, I think that will depend how and which player we are going to use in that midfield pivot. If it is going to be Enzo and Caicedo, then I don't think we are anywhere. We are going to challenge for the title anywhere anytime soon. But if it is going to be the right profile, which I think only happens if Enzo leaves, then I have a few names. And contrary to what few of the guys think on the panel, I think Bruno Guimaraes is one of those profiles. I hope we get him, but I think Arsenal are well and truly on him. And after the Rodgers deal collapse, I don't think they are going to make the same mistake again. But Bruno Guimaraes and Chouamani. I think these are two, three players which will instantly push us to the very next level. And we might be looking to even challenge for the title, because we are going to need a profile which is more like a DM, a proper six which can support Caicedo as well. So for me, to answer Tabego's question, it needs to be either Bruno Guimaraes or Chouamani from Real Madrid.
All right, thank you so much for that, Charles. Let's come to you. Your thoughts, if your opinion, if Enzo Fernandez leaves, who would you want the club to sign? If we're looking for like replacements, which I don't think we will, and chances are actually we might end up not signing anyone as a replacement. I'm not sure how else to put that across, but
Um,
let's hear you, Charles.
if we did sell Enzo
And just quickly, once you're
Fernandez,
done, Dante, once you're done, you can take over from him. Let me just make a cup of coffee.
yeah. If we did sell Enzo Fernandez, would first of all would be losing a world class player, top player, like very experienced for his age. He's still only just 24. So if we did sell him, There are two players, since we are very much looking to add Premier League experience in this summer. There are two players in the Premier League that I would like for us to go for. One of them is Guimaraes, like Jay said. I think he's a top player. I think he's got the passing bag, he's got the physicality, he's got the tenacity. Um, he's got everything that I would look for in a midfielder that I would want to replace with Enzo. He's technical and physical. He wins a lot of duels, runs a lot, has got a good engine, he's got a good mentality, a winning mentality. He's not as good for Brazil, but again, a lot of players are not good for Brazil. Even Vinicius Junior. This World Cup was the first time he actually played well for Brazil. So a lot of players, I wouldn't take Brazil performances I wouldn't take them as any reference to refer to him, to Bruno Guimaraes. We see him week in, week out in the Premier League. He can control a game. He's very aggressive, very technical, very good player, and I love him. And I think if we really want to go for him, we would have a chance because Arsenal are offering very cheap bids. I don't know, intermediaries or agents led them to believe that 60 million was enough, so they are offering 60, 67, 65 million. They are still offering very low bids, and if we can go in aggressive like we did with Morgan Rogers and just offer the 100 million that Newcastle would be prepared to entertain in negotiations, I think we would have a pretty good chance of signing him. Another player that I would take, if not for Bruno Guimaraes, I would go for. I think I've made this in the group very clear that I really like Adam Wharton at Crystal Palace. I think he's got very good passing, and he can control a game basically from midfield. If Enzo stays, he's going to play obviously in that deep line playmaker role, and if he doesn't stay, I don't see anyone better to control a game with his passing, with his technical ability, with his distribution, the passing range. He's got all kinds of passes. He's tall. He's not the most physical, he's not the fastest, but so was Xhaka. We were looking at a guy like Xhaka. Xhaka is not the most fast, he's not the fastest player. I don't think Alonso really wants um, yeah, I don't think in that role Alonso is looking for a guy that's defensive and just physical. I think he's looking for a guy that can control a game, that can play at the deep line playmaking role perfectly. And I don't see any English midfielder that's so good deep in those areas as Adam Wharton. He breaks lines for fun. I mean, he's so good on the ball, and he adds height to our midfield. I would go for him or Guimaraes for me.
All right. Dante, how about you?
Sorry. What was the question? Sorry, coach. I was doing something.
If Enzo Fernandez ends up leaving, who would you want the club to sign as a replacement if we're looking for a replacement?
Yeah, like I said a little bit earlier, a different dynamic. I think we need a more a specialized DM that will also free up Caicedo a bit, giving a bit more license to roam and go do what he does really well, and that's break opposition's attacks. Be aggressive, not won't leave that space in behind if there's someone there that sits there and cleans that up. So, and he's not bad going forward. Let's not forget, for his country, he plays that CM role. He's the box to box CM role, so he does that very well for his country. So I would say a specialized DM. Not There's no replacement for Enzo Fernandez, first of all, so there's no one like that. But it changes the dynamics a bit, but we need that in the formation. We need a specialized DM because we do have Lavia that can come in, and I think Lavia will be very important. But he can give you that ball playing, that press resistance. He can give you that. Caicedo's there, Asugo can be there. That is a bit more probably DM than most of those, but still we need that more like Xhaka, basically what Alonso wanted, and that just showed me that he wants that profile, and it's very important for him going after Xhaka. So I'm waiting to see who they're going to go for. Like I said, there's not many around. There's not too many, but we got surprised with Pep Chavarria, etc. So let's wait and see. But I think that's the profile he wants to add because we do not have anyone like that in our squad.
Yeah. Hey, listen, as I said, the dynamics might change. You might want a player for slightly different profile, but I think Enzo Fernandez most likely stays. Why am I saying that? Madrid, they've ruled out. They've made it clear they're not looking to sign him. I don't think any Premier League club can afford him. I don't. Man City wouldn't come for him after signing Anderson. Um, I've seen rumors suggesting that Atletico Madrid could come for him. Do I see that happening? I'd say no. So he will stay, but if he leaves, honestly, I'd like a bit of you could say slightly different profile in Watson. I wouldn't mind Adam Watson. Um,
Just like me, coach. Just like
mhm.
me, I totally agree with you on
I
that
wouldn't
one.
mind him. He
I
has
think I
good. He has good passing range, excellent vision, even a little more physical than him.
No defense, coach. He's got no defense at all. You know, they
we
struggled
did
really
go through
badly
the
defensively. Look at how many goals they conceded
done.
coming through that middle. Yes, he's amazing on the ball. He's a great passer. Doesn't have any pace. Doesn't really have the height or anything like that. And he's just a tempo guy that can pass it around. But that's it. Defensively horrible. Look where they finished. They were pretty bad. So, but I looked more. What I looked at more. Where did their goals come from? Most of their goals came through that area, through that central area. And I mean, it's no secret.
Um,
He's not good defensively at all.
Dante, we did go through the defensive statistics of Adam Wharton in the group. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do
And
remember that. Yes.
they were actually better than Lavia's. They were actually better than
Yeah,
Lavia's. So I don't know
we
why
did
you
go through that,
say,
and you can't
I
compare to
don't know why you
Lavia.
say it's
That's
I
not
don't
good
think
enough
I don't think
defensively.
it makes sense to compare his numbers to those of Lavia because Lavia
90,
didn't play
90.
much.
Obviously, there were penalty stats. Obviously, Lavia has been injured a lot in the
Mm.
past few seasons, so there were penalty stats. So I think
I wouldn't
I
mind
think
him, and
Dante
that's me.
if he has a guy next to him to do
and
the
me
defensive
too.
work,
And me too.
yes, but
You can't
otherwise, no.
Dante. Remember, Dante, that one of your arguments on Lacroix was that no, Crystal Palace was good. We saw them shut down a lot of teams in the Premier League. I don't know why your narrative here is changing, and you are now saying no, Crystal Palace weren't good. Look at where they finished and
No,
all.
no, no.
No
I'm
So
talking
defense. I mean, specifically defensively, they
defensively,
concede
the
they
midfield, not
considered
the defense. Yes,
after
I'm not
I
talking
think
about.
especially after the departure of Goihi, they
Yeah, it
were
made a
poor.
big difference. Yeah, but where
But
the
his
goals
thing,
came from.
I'd still take Watson, and that's just me.
I would too. I would too. Brilliant player.
I would take him, use him as a deep line playmaker, and I think and Dante. Not honest, I don't think he's that bad defensively, and he can still improve. How old is he, Dante?
It's not about being
Twen-
bad. He
21.
21.
it's
Twen-
he's
He's
young. Yeah,
just
he's young.
21.
It's not
He's a
about
great
that.
talent.
He's a great talent
Yeah,
with the ball. Without the ball, he's not very good
the
at all.
stats are there. The stats are there
Just to
without the ball, and they are not half as bad as you think.
Go ahead, Jay.
just to
What you go ahead?
just to add my thoughts on Adam Wharton, I think he's an excellent player, an excellent talent. But I would agree with Dante. I don't think I would want him at Chelsea if we replace Enzo because I think we need a very specific type of midfielder in that pivot, and I don't think
We
we are
don't
solving.
know the specifics. Well, I'm not sure how else to phrase that. We don't know what would you said the sort of replacement the manager would want for Enzo Fernandez. Should he, if he ends up leaving, he might not want
Well,
like for like. He might want something
there is
slightly different.
Yeah, there is an answer actually, going by what he was using at Leverkusen, right? And now it looks like we are going to, mostly play with a back three. Then obviously there is an answer. He needs pivot. Two sixes would be very ideal. Now, Caicedo can do that job, but he is obviously a bit more, he has that tendency to go a bit more forward. He's more of a box to box eight for me, but he can do the six job as well. But for that, you need another typical six with him who can stay there. Who's very much stationary, and that for me should be the likes of Guimaraes or Chouameni or another Rodri type player. Now, Adam Warden is a
Okay.
very fantastic signing, but I don't think we are solving much by replacing Enzo with Wharton, because I don't think you fix the issues that Alonso is asking uh, tactically from his team. So Wharton can be fantastic, but I don't think he is the ideal fit for
Yeah,
that
because then
double
you
pivot
kind of
role.
make Caicedo a bit redundant playing him next to him. So you need to complement Caicedo because Caicedo will be a starting center midfield for us. He will be one of those. I mean, he's too
May
important.
I
Yeah,
say this, Dante? I totally understand your point, but I still take him if the man. We don't. And we're hearing what that we're actually interested in signing him, which tells me maybe the manager likes him. But that's by the way, Dante. Where
Yeah.
does where does the Sugo come in this whole thing? Is he basically just waiting to leave?
I don't know. Look, he would be very
Yeah, the
useful.
reason I mentioned him, since the focus is mainly on a player who's defensively sound. Asugo is actually more of a destroyer
He is, yeah.
than
can I?
Caicedo. And if you're looking for a
Yeah.
player who's solid enough defensively that can free Caicedo, I'd say why not Asugo? But let's say you Dante I'll come to you in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Esugo is definitely that. I think he can do a very good job. The problem is we haven't seen him because he hasn't been injured and we don't know exactly. I think he's more looked at the moment, he's looked more as a squad player. Talented, great future, but he's a squad player at the moment. He's not looked as a
But
starter. And that's the
you
difference.
know him well enough, but
Yeah.
a lot of our fans don't know him well enough because yeah, he hasn't. No, I mean
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been out
He's
in
played, yeah.
was out injured for a while. Even when there was a period when had he been fit, I think he would have
Play a
played a
lot.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah, he would have. Yeah.
but go
But
ahead.
look, yeah, I do know the player before as well. So yeah, I don't think they see him as a ready. He's not ready to be a starter. Okay, so basically, he's a squad player at the moment. So he'll stay. I think he probably stays, and I think he can do a job there because I think Alonso will really value that type. Like you said, he's more of a destroyer, goes after everything. Aggressive. He's more of a DM than all of those. Yes. So yeah, he's probably the closest one that we have to a true DM. He just doesn't really have the height, obviously, or physicality he's got is quite strong, but he doesn't have the height, etc.
Oh,
So
he's not tall,
yeah, and he's one of those that can be a bit erratic, as in
but
leave
he's
his position.
bulky. He has enough meat to
Yeah,
you
so
know.
he's another one that will leave his position quite a lot as well because he's very fast as
Correct.
well. He leaves his he leaves his position, so I think he's valued, but he's looked at more as a squad player at the moment and not as a starter or anything like that. So I
But
think we're
that's just
looking
an
more.
assumption, right?
Can I
Well,
make
it's
a
not an
controversial
assumption
opinion?
because we wouldn't be looking otherwise. We wouldn't be looking for one. We wouldn't have got Xhaka otherwise. Gone for
Got
Xhaka, yeah.
Xhaka? Do we have him already?
No, I said gone for. Sorry, yeah, gone for
Okay.
Xhaka. We wouldn't have gone for him otherwise.
All right. Jay, let's hear you.
I just want to give a controversial opinion, and I know it is going to be a bit controversial, especially to the panelists. I think, and I just want to put a disclaimer that does not mean I am hitting on Enzo. I don't know why I have to put this disclaimer again and again, but I think that's the sort of thing I have to do to be a bit more careful. I think a pivot of Caicedo and
I'm guessing
Isugo
you're reading the
suits.
chat. Jay, right?
Yeah, sure.
Meet. Go
um,
ahead.
I think that a pivot of Isugo and Caicedo suits Xavi football more than a pivot of Enzo and Caicedo. And that's just me. And I think that is going to
Disagree.
be a bit more controversial. Obviously, as I
I
said, it's going to be
disagree.
controversial.
That
Let
midfield,
Charles, let's
that
let him
mid,
drop. Go ahead, go ahead. Are you done, Jay?
Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to add this bomb. Now I want to see the explosions.
Uh, let's let
yeah, so
let's hear you,
explosion
Charles.
number one. Explosion number one. I
Mm,
did disagree there with that because
shocking.
I think that would be too defensive. A midfield. I think what Alonso really looks for in those two, one can be defensive, like
Then one
Caicedo can.
hybrid.
Yes, and one can be more technical, and we've seen that with Xhaka. He's more technical than physical. He's not the fastest player. I mean, he was heading there at Leverkusen. People are saying he's past his best and all, but Alonso still got the best out of him. And he's not the quickest player. He's not the most physical player, but he's got that passing, the technical ability on the ball, breaking lines. Playing, controlling the tempo of the game from deep
You're
areas.
still
So
missing
I
one.
think
More
Alonso,
importantly, he reads the game very well from a defensive perspective.
yeah, intelligent, yes, intelligent as well, in the right place, has got good awareness to make interceptions, to read the danger. So I think one of the two has to be more technical, more intelligent, and better with great, good, very good passing on the ball. And Esugo and Caicedo for me would be it would be too physical, and I don't think that's the kind that Alonso likes.
Correct me, Dante. Correct me if I'm wrong, and even Charles and Coach. Maybe it's just me overanalyzing the tactical side of Xabi Alonso's football, but I think two defensive midfielders, both being quite defensive, it's actually good for how Xavi wants to play because I don't think brawl progression is something heavily emphasized on the midfielders on this double pivot by Xavi. I think the ball progression duty is more on the right centre back and the left centre back in a back three. And I think the two midfielders, the pivot, is more responsible for doing the defensive part rather than ball progression. And that is why I think that two sixes who are very much defensive and does not have, great attacking mindset can actually work in this system because I think Levi Colwill on one side and Reece James on the other side as the wide centre back will have the duty of progressing the ball to the attackers, that is Palmer and Rogers, or the wide fullbacks. Maybe I'm overanalyzing, but that is something that I feel uh, it can be seen at Chelsea coming next season because I saw glimpses of this at Leverkusen.
I
Yeah, Jay. Yeah.
no, we haven't had a lot with regards to Sugo's future, which means it's a possibility. Okay, he won't be running much there. I think it's a possibility, Bobby. If we play with a back three, it's a possibility. But what? Mhm.
Yeah, let me answer
I
what
mean,
Jay said before there, just to because he said to answer that. So yeah, if you look at what Javi likes, how he did, let's go by his winning team. Obviously what he did at Leverkusen, who he played there, who he had. So his two DMs was Xhaka and Palacios. Yes, so Xhaka was he's the one that sat more and controlled tempo, and also very very good defensively. Obviously,
And
is
plus excellent vision too.
DM. Yeah, so
He's
he's a very
serious
good passer
hybrid.
of the ball. Yes.
Yeah, he's serious hybrid.
So he's a DM, and Palacios was the other DM, but had license to roam. He was a roaming DM that had a bit of license to roam, and also very defensive minded as well. So, uh, yeah, both of them were defensive minded first. So when Jay says that, you need to have, that's what he liked. He liked stronger physical defensive guy that are defensive first, that can break up and any counter attack and can control the ball as well, pass it around, but defense minded defensive midfielders first. So yes, in a way, it is a bit more that, and that's why I'm thinking along the same lines as Alonso. Why he wanted Xhaka, because Xhaka would be that sitting guy, basically like he was at Leverkusen, and Caicedo would be that guy that sits as well, but has an eye for a pass. And we saw how good his passing was at the World Cup. You've seen it
I
for
think he's underrated, actually.
especially his long balls. He puts
Yeah.
spin on them. He puts backspin. He puts, he's actually he's got a good touch when he needs to pass the ball a little bit longer when he's allowed to do that. Now at Chelsea, he's not really allowed to do that as much because he's got that sitting role where he's concentrating more on defending. So,
Mhm.
uh, but he can definitely do that. So Palacios did it. Caicedo can do it. So uh, yeah, I kind of agree a little bit. Just going by what Xavi Alonso likes and what he used, it is more defensive minded those positions. Uh, so yeah,
And that's because playing with the back three, you need the two defensively minded sixes to always drift wide to cover spaces if need be. Here's the thing. We haven't heard anything suggesting that Sugo will be sold or or he will leave.
I
If
think he's staying.
anything, he's staying. He's staying, and it's important that we all agree he's more of a destroyer than Caicedo is. Caicedo is more of naturally a hybrid of 8 and 6.
Yeah, he
He's
suits that role very well.
yeah,
We
he's
just like I
properly
said, I don't
equipped.
see him as a
Yeah,
starter right now, but you need depth. You need squad depth, and that's exactly what he's going to give us, and he will get game time.
What I have been hearing when I went off, I was listening to a few other people talking, a few other channels and things, and Chelsea are definitely, for whatever reason, I'm a bit miffed by it, but they are definitely looking for a central midfielder. What Chelsea have done in the past, I don't know what Alonso will do, is whenever they played the back three, the central defender of that back three would often drift into the DM position of the midfield. So we played a proper sweeper. Now, I don't know if Alonso will do that, but very often we played a sweeper. That's why sometimes we'd have Chalobah there. He will step into midfield as a defensive midfield. Sometimes we have had Fofana there stepping into defensive midfield. That was very much a Enzo Maresca type thing. Whenever he dropped into that formation in game, he never started that way. It was always something that he did in game to cope with certain elements of the game. Now, I don't know if Alonso will do that. I can imagine, actually, I'm saying I don't know. I can imagine he would, because if you are a back three merchant, that
I
central
mean
part of the back
he's not
three.
married to it. You could argue predominantly played that
Yeah.
structure.
I mean, he's going to mix it up. You're going to have to in the Premier League anyway, or you'll be slaughtered. But that central person will need to drift into defensive midfield. Now, that could be a Reece James in game, depending on the situation. But I can hang my hat on it as a starting position. He will not go for James in there. James could probably be one of the midfielders and will probably be playing right back, right midfield, or right wing back more than anything else, which I'm concerned with because of his injury record. But to bring him into the centre backs when we are now almost overstacked with centre backs, I can't see that happening at all.
I
I mean, you got Josh. Josh is
yeah.
another one that played in the middle of the back of the three and would drift into the DM position. I mean, that is Josh's game. He's a ball carrier, and he will go forward with the ball as the classic sweeper. So there are many permutations to that.
Yeah, just to add to that what you said there, Bobby. No, he doesn't done that. He's never used that. and the other guy that would come in, Palacios, and Andrich is another guy, another German guy. He used another big physical DM. He's the other one that rotated with Palacios quite a lot. So, and Andrich was even more of a specialized DM because he's strong, physical, tall as well, really slow, but very technical on the ball, as in passing the ball around. So, yeah, he's only used proper DMs in that position. He's never put in any other type. Palacios is that only one that was a bit more DM slash CM, like Caicedo. But the other ones that were on the bench, they were all DMs, all specialized DMs.
Now,
I
I
think
don't want to like name drop or sound so much like I'm in the know and all that, but I do know people in Cobham, and I know people that were had the privilege, the absolute privilege, to be around for the Chelsea Crawley and the Chelsea Bromley behind closed doors game. Now, that's no barometer to anything, but what I've heard was that, Alonso, although it was just a training exercise, was trying all sorts of different things. All sorts of different
Bobby,
things.
he can be very unorthodox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we had
If
we had
he
five
can be
academy
very
players starting
unorthodox, even when
Chelsea.
it's a back three, he does things differently for the forward. He's just like Enzo Maresca in that aspect. But go ahead, Dante. You were saying something.
It was down to player availability as well, and five
Exactly.
4 or 5 players from the youth academy were playing. So it was just, yeah, down to who's available, etc. I don't think that first training game too much. He's looking at the ones that he wants to maybe keep in the squad, the ones that came back early. So he's just looking at those. But I don't think, yeah, from what I heard as well, he changed that in game quite a lot there. It was just a big experiment, and that's what you do in those games. So I don't think you can take too much from those, Bobby, to be honest.
All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay, Varvadi, you can dream. I mean, it's a possibility. Good evening to you too, Master Ibrahima. Thank you for joining the show via Facebook, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's correct. Chomeni will sign a new deal, and Madrid will be crazy to sell him for Enzo Fernandez. They will not do that. I mean, it's clear. They've made it clear. It's not going to happen. If he leaves Chelsea, I don't think he'd be to Real Madrid. It will not be actually for certain.
They
Vic
won't even
cooking.
do that with Camavinga.
They won't, yeah.
So,
However, as much as I don't rate Chomeni, his agent and the player didn't make any noise. He wants to stay, and that's everything we've been hearing. And they're not going to force him out. The only thing, again, he's willing to fight for his place. And Mourinho, I think he'd love that. And they're not under pressure to sell any players to make signings at the moment. As much as I like Bruno Guimaraes, I don't think Chelsea will sign him for 90 million because of his age. And for me, I'm not sure why I don't really like him. Honestly, Bruno Guimaraes is 28. No way Chelsea beat Arsenal. We're not going to do that. Yes, he's 28. We won't sign him. Everybody in the chat agreeing. Locatelli. How about Locatelli? Anybody on the panel? For me, still no.
yeah, it's still no for me. But I
Mhm.
think they're trying to. A lot of people are trying to create this Chelsea Arsenal thing. It's not like that. We're not after all Arsenal's targets, and they're not after all of ours. I
They
mean,
don't scout for us.
no, I mean, I think let them do their thing, and they let us do our thing. Um, Rogers. Oh gosh, what's his first name now? Look at me. My mind is everywhere.
Morgan,
Morgan Rogers. He's been a long time target for Chelsea.
since
We've been, we,
immemorial.
yeah, we've been after this kid for a long time, and I don't think we got into a competitive situation where if we did nothing, we were not going to get him. And from all I've heard, for you look at all the big accounts, and I was listening to Ben Jacobs today. This guy wanted to come to Chelsea. It wasn't a matter of the money and this. He wanted to come to Chelsea, and Villa told Arsenal when we dropped 117, hey, if you can match this and the player comes to you, since you've been doing some brutal running already, we'll look at you. And they backed off. So trying to make it into Chelsea went and snatched Arsenal's player, and it wasn't quite that. I don't think, and I think we need to be cautious of that unnecessary antagonism between the clubs, which doesn't exist. Um, I don't want them. I don't want us to be antagonistic to Arsenal. We've already got that with Spurs. I want to be able to sell people like Garnacho to them. Um, people like who else? They can take Badia Shield if they want. That sort of
Neto, Neto, Neto.
Neto might be too good for them, to be honest. I'm not sure about that one. But you know, if they can take our what shall I say, our seconds, then fine. No, on a serious note, it's we don't have that unnecessary animosity with Arsenal, and I know people want to create it, but it's not there. And talking of Garnacho, it looks like some deal is being thrashed out for him and
Yeah,
Villa.
Trevoh updated us on that.
Oh, he did. Okay, I
He
better shut up then
basically
because I'm
said, but
thinking.
go ahead. We haven't talked about it. Trevoh did
Yeah.
say something that suggests he's on the verge of leaving the club.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's gathering momentum, him and Villa. I thought it would be Roma, but it
He
looks
will
like,
do well at Villa.
well, let it happen first. I don't know. You know, Garnacho is a weird player. It's a shame about Roma because Roma look more interested in the kid from West Ham now. I think the Italian league will be better for the way he plays. He's
Agreed.
he's a counter-attacking player, though they will not give him all the space in the world, but because it's not a fast pace and he has fast pace, he'll have more impact than thrashing around in the Premier League. I don't know, but Villa must have seen something that they feel they can use for the interest to be ignited. And also, there's the politics. You know, I think Villa and Chelsea have some politics going on because we have helped them several times with their financial situation. And I think sometimes they may look to return the favor with players. I mean, look at what we did with what Umari Kellyman. I mean, that was a pointless purchase if ever I've seen one, but that was a classic agreement deal. Let's put it that way. And I think maybe this taking Garnacho off our hands might be okay. We fancy this guy, but you know, let's see whether we can do you a favor because you've done us a favor. I'm just this is purely me. I'm not getting this from anywhere, but that's how I think maybe it's rolling with Villa in this one.
All right. If anybody wants to add to that, just give me a few seconds here. Let's Dante didn't mention names. He's always cheating with his answers. Dante, did you not mention any name?
What names is he talking about? Where was that?
when
Enzo's
you were
replacement,
asked,
I'm
when
guessing.
you were asked, yeah, about Enzo's possible replacements.
I said that there's no replacement for Enzo.
Yeah, he's unique.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's why
some to that effect. Yeah, and we might not actually be looking for Enzo's replacement, but a player of a different profile, but still technically a replacement, number wise.
I don't think they want to sell Enzo. You know, I don't think they want to sell Enzo. You
They
know,
don't.
I don't know
Mhm.
why. I think they're gonna do a deal. I mean, it's very possible, but somehow you don't spend a
Well, we
hundred
do
and
want to sell him because we put a price up there for people, but it's not about not wanting to sell him. It's about who
gonna
wants to
pay.
buy him.
Yeah, that's
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
Okay, I get that.
Which
I
is
get that.
another way of saying we don't want to sell him. But I mean, that's actually his true valuation, which
Bro, we
it's,
bought that guy
yeah.
for 106 million. He
Mhm.
has 7 years left of contract. Look at what Palace are doing with Lacroix with 3 years left of contract. We have every right to dig our heels in on this one. And honestly, all these people that think they're movers and shakers, if you want him, just put up or shut up. It's that simple. It
Yeah,
really
it's not a
is that
ridiculous
simple.
amount. It's a fair amount actually in this market. Very
It
fair.
It
is.
is indeed, but it is that going. If we push it further, I don't think. But even at the current price, I don't think anybody pays that.
Not at this
Even
moment, no.
yeah,
You know,
as
you're
good as
talking.
he is, I don't think anybody pays that.
No.
Teams get more desperate towards the end of the transfer window.
You
Yeah,
think it could
possibly.
still happen?
Yeah, of course.
I don't
If
see it
someone comes with that
happening.
cash,
I don't think it
I
happens, but
don't.
we'll see.
Neither do I. This summer, I don't think it happens. I'm preparing for the season with Enzo on my mind to still be at Chelsea and to be starting games.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. If come the end of the World Cup break and the World Cup players are all to come back for pre-season and he turns up, they're not going to sell him. They're not going to sell him at all because then
Yeah.
it will be too late.
It depends. If we have enough players in that in the midfield department, and if a late offer comes in, I think they might still sell him. Everything comes down to what Alonso wants. Everything comes down to what he wants, and he said
And he
on
wants to keep
occasions that
Enzo.
yeah, he's looking forward to working with him, something to that effect. He basically said yeah, he's staying. And I think it was you, Dante, that mentioned something else, not his first presser, but maybe a closed door interview or something. I'm not sure how to uh, what to call that. That he did say something that suggests that he's staying. His answer was more definite. Were you the one that said that?
I think I can't remember exactly, Coach, but yeah, it was something like that. It's when they shut the cameras off for the video interviews, then the journalists get to ask more questions. So that
Exclusive
happens.
interview.
Yeah, that happens after every interview. For the rest of the press. So, uh, yeah, what he said, and then after, it sounded a bit more definite that he wants to. But like I said, I think the club has an evaluation on him, and if anyone wants him, they have to pay that. Otherwise, he is part of the plans and staying. And that's what I mean by that. Yeah, if someone does come in and pay a record fee, and Enzo wants to go to that club, well, I think they will sell him. To be honest.
Yeah. All right.
Agree.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Big up to you too, Nipun. Always nice to see you. Appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. He says, finally, Spain bring justice for England, Switzerland, Egypt, and Cape Verde. Okay. That wasn't even close. That was a horrible World Cup final. Ezekiel Palacios and Angela Stiller for me. Okay. Um, let's see. I want Bruno Guimaraes, but since he's 28, I doubt we're going to pay that. Yeah, meat. You heard that. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. There's quite a lot there, and I cannot read everything in the chat. Apologies if I skipped any of your comments. As much as I enjoy interacting with you, if I read everything you have there, I'd be exhausted by the time we get to 1 hour into the show. If Chelsea can pay 117 million pounds for Rodgers, then some clubs can pay 120 million for Enzo. Not a Premier League club. Not the Premier League club. But we'll see. It's a possibility. He's a good player, an excellent player. Yeah, 7 hours difference. Yep. You didn't know that? Okay, like I had that pinned there and it's showing the time. So news hunting, let's continue. I don't know why I didn't refresh that so we can see fresh stuff. I might have to do that. Give me a few seconds here.
Yeah, and for us, because Enzo cost
Go ahead.
106 million. He cost 106 million, but let's not forget he's been on the books for 4 years already. So that that comes down quite a bit. So if we do sell him for that amount, you're basically it's quite a big profit in a way. It's not a small profit. It's
And we've
that
gotten
comes
our
from the book.
money's you can say our money's worth, right? Wouldn't you
Yeah,
say
because
that?
you're
Book
basically
value is around 70 something right now. So if selling him for 120 would be a massive, massive profit, both on the
exactly.
books and the profit, yeah, on the transfer fee.
Go ahead, Dante. You were saying something.
No, just what Charles said. Yeah, look, he's been here 4 years on the books already, so Yeah, selling him for 120. It's not like from 106 to 120. That's the how much we're making on him. We're actually making on him a lot of money. Half of that basically. So of the 106. So yeah, we will be making quite a big amount of profit on him if we do sell him for anywhere near that 120. So yeah, look, we'll wait and see if anyone pays it. There's not many clubs in the world that can pay that. There's only a few we mentioned. Bayern Munich might be able to pay that. Man City, but they went for Anderson. You got obviously Real Madrid recently, Barcelona maybe, but I don't think so. There's not many clubs. PSG is the other one probably, but they don't need him. So it's very, very limited who can buy him. I'm sure Aston Villa would want him, maybe, but I don't think he would want to go there.
Yeah, Trevoh, why are you provoking Mod Manor? Look at the sort of thing you're making him say. He's calling Trevoh Moped. All right.
He's learning.
Nicholas Jackson to Aston Villa. I think it's going to happen, and I don't know if we've talked about that. Maybe I was alone on the panel at the time. I think it's going to happen. I've always known he wasn't itching to leave because there weren't too many uh, suitors. There weren't too many. No, there weren't a lot of clubs that were interested. And now, according to that particular report, he's heard that his name was mentioned during our discussion with Aston Villa for the signing of Morgan Rogers. Now he's open. We're hearing that he's open to joining Aston Villa to work under his former manager in Good Deep. Happen. Because that for the fact that his name was mentioned and Chelsea entertained it, I think that even if he wanted to stay, if he hears that, he still feel you say I don't think he'd be too eager to stay, and that's just an opinion of mine. But Bobby, let's hear you. Do we still
Yeah, I
have
mean,
Bobby there, or he's gone? Yeah.
there's a lot going around about Jackson to Villa. Um, yeah, I think it's possible, but at this stage, we need to see some action. They've got to start to bid. I can't really say much more than that, to be honest. At this point, with this kind of dealing, talk is cheap. So yes, there are rumors of it, but I have to see more to be convinced of its likelihood. It's possible, but it's until the bids come we start knowing whether it's likely or not.
Yeah, they need strikers. Olive Watkins
Go ahead,
apparently
Dante.
looks like he's leaving as well. Ollie Watkins, Fenerbahce. He's going to Turkey. So they've lost Rogers and they're going to lose Ollie Watkins. They did sign Manzambi, the one from the Swiss national team, to replace Rogers, if you can call that a replacement, but that same position. And losing Watkins to Fenerbahce as well. Yeah, look, they're really desperate for a striker. So they need. I don't see many options out there for them, to be honest. Especially Premier League experience. Jackson's got that. So I would be very surprised if he doesn't go there, and he's guaranteed to be a starter there because he will get the starting.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll get whatever shirt number he wants as well because the good shirt numbers will be gone, and he can be their starting number 9. Basically. So yeah, look, I think that's could be was in the thinking, and I think that's you got to look at it why Egbali spoke on that deal with Rogers. Yeah, the
Yeah.
money
Why?
was
Okay. Why that deal was on a relation? What's it called? Ownership level.
ownership level because the last time they did that, we saw that with Matson and when Kellyman, and so they're doing that with I wouldn't be surprised Jackson, maybe like you say, Garnacho if they really want, or even another player. But I think Jackson, yeah, definitely that could be and it's a very good option for them to be honest. If for him as well, and for us getting the money, because we'll get probably the most money out of Villa because they will afford it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a bit of a handshake there towards that. When owners come like that together, usually it's not for just that business. It's usually for other stuff as well. So we'll wait and see. But that's just my opinion on it. Yeah.
I think that's what's happening with Palace. I think why the Lacroix deal is taking time is I think Adam Wharton is very much a part of that. And what Palace is trying to sort out is the replacements because they've lost quite a few players this summer. So I put that's just me. I think Lacroix and all this talk of central midfielder, yada yada yada. I would not be surprised if you see Lacroix and then shortly after that, Adam Wharton. It would be a wonderful deal for Chelsea, but I think that's where the delay is. So you're right. Once you get owners talking, it's more than just the deal itself. Unless you're talking to Sporting, then you're dealing with some difficult people who were scared that you were coming to take over their club, and you had to keep it on the deal. I'm talking about when he went to talk to them
Yeah. Yeah.
about Enzo.
Yeah. Yeah, and Palace might want some of our players too, because they need players like you said as well. So there could be a
Mhm.
That's
defender
another
there.
thing. That's another. There may be room for a Lavia loan. Um, you never know what they can do to get Wharton through. I can very much see Lavia going somewhere on loan. I think coming in, I mean, I don't know how he'll perform in pre-season, but I think after not having played for nearly 4 years, not completing 90 minutes, constantly breaking down. I think they may send him somewhere to get his fitness, as we did with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And then the following summer, hopefully, please God, we have Champions League football. You can have more of an expanded squad and bring him back into the fold. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of permutations that can take place in those discussions.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's see. He says we should sign Yamal because he wants to see his girlfriend at the bridge. Leave me alone. Let me cook my mana. Fight with him. I'm not gonna intervene. But let's see what else we have here. Hello to you too, SOF Gaming. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And we have who is this? Amechi Mike Dalu, and thank you for joining the conversation. He says yes, Nicholas Jackson to Aston Villa is surely going to happen. What else do we have here? Give me a second here. Jackson to Villa for 65 million pounds. That's a real possibility. And we will we really sign John Stones? I hope so. If we get also Lacroix, it will be great. And people go check out Tebeho's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let him know I sent you. Where's the link there? I'm trying to find the link. I'll get to it in a bit. But more likes, people. 35 likes. You can do a lot better than that. Alejandro Garnacho move to Aston Villa is advancing fast. It is likely to be a loan with an obligation for a permanent purchase. Yep, obligaga. I like that. Yes, Isaac, nice to see you. It's been a minute. I do hope you're doing well. Hit me up when you get a chance so we can talk. What else do we have here? Good evening, boss. Good evening to you, to Theophilus. I'm more nice to see you. I'm Obika JK from Ghana. Okay, Obiba, sorry. JK from Ghana. Please, I want to know if Chelsea will sign any player apart from the Morgan Rogers. We'll sign probably two or at least two, three more players. So who else? The question: who else? Dante, can you handle this for a few minutes? I'll be back.
Yeah, sure. Let's have a look. Sorry, caught me off guard there. um, what was he saying there? Jay, were you there? Bobby Charles, what was he saying? What were we up to?
You were just reading
Um,
the comment.
Okay.
yeah,
I did because I missed it. I quickly went to the toilet and just got back, and I
I
heard him
think
say,
he, I think he
take care of."
addressed almost. Yeah, he addressed all the new ones.
Okay. Uh, okay. So it looks like Alexandra Garnacho to Aston Villa. Yeah, it's picking up momentum. Well, that's good as long as there's as long as we put that obligation to buy. I don't mind if he goes on loan there and they have to buy him for a bigger amount the following season. That's fine. I think that's fine. And obviously Jackson as well. But yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see with that one. We don't know exactly yet. Like Bobby says, till we see them really properly sign, we're not sure. Um, what's the other one? Oh, Somerville. Oh wow, Somerville for 80 million. My goodness, what's going wrong with this market? What's did that guy achieve?
To
Didn't do
Saudi
nothing.
It's
Arabia, right?
Saudi,
And
fam.
how old is
It's
he?
Saudi.
I don't know,
21?
23 maybe, something like that. 22.
Jesus
He's young,
Christ.
but why 80 million? I don't understand that. Well, I mean, I understand it's from Saudi, they have the money, that's not a problem, but he hasn't done nothing or achieved nothing really, to be honest. He hasn't scored goals, many goals, or assisted, got relegated. Wow,
He
that's
did good
crazy.
at the World Cup, didn't he?
He scored. Did he score a nice goal or something? He did okay, but nothing special there either. He looked good one game. He looked bad the other game. He's just an average player, in my personal opinion. He looks like a very average player, but to go for that much money, wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, back,
All the
Chris,
more
thank you
Yeah.
for
reason we can't
joining.
sell a lot Enzo for anything less than that
Hmm.
120. I mean, that's a
No, we
perfect
can't.
example.
We can't. Charles, let's say you Nicholas Jackson to Aston Villa. It looks like it's going to happen. And from what we've heard, Dante, you were the one that said it looks like Garnacho is on the verge of joining. Or did we read anything? Somebody
You
said,
read it before you left, yeah, and
okay,
I
okay,
came in. I was talking about it a little bit. Yeah,
okay.
it looks
But
like it might
okay,
happen, but
yeah. All right, Charles
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson to Aston Villa.
Yeah. Obviously, if it's a PR deal that we did for Morgan Rogers and the owners were talking, I think it will be good for us. It will be good for the books. It will be good to, get Nicholas Jackson off our backs. I did mention yesterday in the stream that I don't think he's got the right mentality to be here and, compete with Joao Pedro for a place in the team. I think he wants to be where he can play. And Villa would be a good place for him to get those regular minutes. Manager that loves him, worked with him at Villarreal in Spain. So I think it would be a good move for him. I think it would be a good move for everyone involved, really, and I hope it happens.
I hope it happens too. Jay, Nicholas Jackson to Aston Villa looks like it's going to happen. Your thoughts? I know you'd rather he stays and Emera moved on, but I wouldn't mind. Emera is a much better finisher, better aerially, quicker. Maybe Jackson better on the ball. I'm not quite sure that aspect yet.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to happen now, and definitely, something that has been discussed during the Morgan Rogers deals. And I feel like the relationship between him and Unai Emery from the Villarreal days, I think that also played a major part. Both the parties from Villa and the player, I think they both would be eager to join. So yeah, it looks like he's going to go. But I'm obviously, as you mentioned, not happy. I think we are selling the second best striker from our club right now, and it's always a bad feeling when you have a bit more worse strikers and you have to sell the one who is, ahead in the packing order. But that's the reality. I mean, he holds the highest value, highest financial value, and I think that is why he has suitors, and I think the owners also would want to, earn some profit on the books so that they can finance some other deals elsewhere. So yeah, a bit sad because we don't have great options, and he was one of those who has proven it in this league. He's got some really really decent numbers. Sorry, impressive numbers actually from the 2 seasons here, and I would have wanted him to stay. I think he could have played as a striker, and he could have even played as a left-sided, left half space player. But now that Rogers is there, I don't actually mind it. I think Rogers is obviously going to play in that left wing or left-sided 10 role, and as I heard that he can also sometimes play as a false nine. So after the Rogers deal, I don't mind it that much, but it still hurts because I think Dilap and Emega are below him, and yet we have to sell him. But yeah, that's the reality.
And I'm not gonna blame the club for wanting to sell him. I think I'm with Charles on this one. At the time, that was my conclusion, and I'm still in it. I'm not gonna change. I think he didn't really want to stay and fight for a starting place. He wanted to be the number one. He wanted everything to be, and we've been there. There was a period when we had just him and he got injured. We suffered a lot. So after signing João Pedro, I get it. He had some issues, the red card stuff and everything, and the reported falling out with Enzo Maresca and all that. I think it was easy for him to just leave. Probably he thought at the time that what's his name, the Englishman, one of the best strikers in world football, in Harry Kane wasn't going to be playing quite a lot, so he'd get opportunity to play good enough, ample amount of games. But that's by the way, the point I was trying to make is this: him leaving Chelsea now, he was his own, again, he cost it. He cost it, in my opinion. I would have loved him to stay, and as I've said before, um, I don't mind him leaving and Emera staying, and vice versa. After all, Emera is a
But
much better finisher than him, and that's my
but
opinion. Yeah.
we cannot keep on clinging on the fact that how he behaved last season. I think we have seen in recent news and articles that both Xabi Alonso and he himself wants to try and prove himself in this upcoming season and in the preseason. So I think both the club and the player have forgotten what has happened last season and they wanted to try it out. So I don't think that could be the reason why.
Maybe Alonso, maybe he's seen enough. Maybe he prefers Emera staying. We don't know.
I mean, I still believe that it's part of the financial deal that we make with Morgan Rogers. I think that's a
Possibly.
gentleman's agreement there that you can, come ahead and sign Rogers, despite them having a big negotiations with Arsenal for the past 1 2 months. And I think Chelsea kind of promised them that you would be, we will allow you to sign Jackson as well, and also the part where I said that Jackson is the most financially, valued out of the possible strikers that we have right now. So it makes sense. I mean, they are going to finance it somewhere else in some other signings. So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the undesirable or whatever, whatever you want to call it, of last season, I think he'd still be here. He'd still be one of the most valued strikers at the club in terms of his work rate, everything he's able to do on the pitch. He wasn't perfect, but he was good enough at least. We had other players that complement. You say that made it difficult, actually, in most cases, for us to see his deficiencies. Because when Cole Palmer was firing on all cylinders, we didn't complain much about him. He was creating for Cole Palmer and vice versa. Until Cole Palmer wasn't available, that was when a lot of people started seeing, maybe it started highlighting those deficiencies of his, which for me, just one thing, just him not being able to put away the chances that come his way consistently, because he does everything else right. All find himself in the right place at the right time, but sometimes misses the easiest of chances and sometimes scored the most difficult ones, which at the time, I was saying one of the things he does, he almost always needs a first touch before he shoots. At the time, I was saying if only he could learn how to shoot instinctively, he'd become a much better striker. And I think that's still the case. And sometimes when he tries to shoot instinctively one time without get, you can say, having a first touch, he balloons it or fluffs it. He's not a bad player. Still young and could maybe get better on the good evening. You never know. Now I'm so optimistic after we signed Morgan Rogers. It's very interesting. I hope that Enzo Fernandez stays at Chelsea. But if he leaves, I hope that we sign Chomeni or Manu Kone. Chomeni, not going to happen. That's just my opinion. Big up, Kishan, my New York bro. Always nice to see you, Kishan. I do hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. We haven't actually spoken for like 1,000 years. I'm not saying you're a vampire, but you get the gist. If we somehow get Lacroix and Stones, I want Stones. I want him. I don't care what Charles thinks. I really want him. He brings winning mentality, wealth of experience, is excellent aerially, excellent on the ball, can play as a DM too. But Obakri Automobile, Dalawan, I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Emery wants Jackson. We've heard. Yeah, so it looks like he's definitely gonna leave. Um, they should sell us. They should sell him because he will be fleeing. As if without him, we cannot fill in. I'm guessing without him, we cannot progress. I my okay. Theophilus Amwa says I really support what our legend John Terry said. No player is bigger than the club. So Enzo Fernandez, if he wants to leave, he should leave. I agree. Anybody else before we continue the news hunting? Because yeah, that's the final lap here. Once we're through with the news hunting, we'll call it a day. Garnacho to Aston Villa is expected to go through loan with a buy obligation, but there are conditional buy obligations that I don't like, which usually require the player to play a certain amount of number of games, which is how I knew from the onset that Nicholas Jackson wasn't going to stay at Bayern because it only makes sense. And if I were in charge at Bayern, I'd make sure he doesn't meet that requirement so that we don't pay Chelsea 65 million pounds plus 15 million pounds already we already paid for the loan fee, making it 80. I would make sure he doesn't play enough games. That was stupid, actually, but I think it was not stupid. It wasn't a problem to us because with 15 million pounds in our pocket, we felt like, okay, even if they tried to play us, we're still good with 15 million pounds loan fee. And they covered his salary. It wasn't like they only covered percentage of his salary. So not bad. But I wouldn't want Garnacho's loan to Aston Villa to be such deal, such that if he doesn't play a certain number of games, he ends up coming back to Chelsea. I don't want to see that. I don't want anything. I don't want Jay to not be happy when that happens. I think that Chelsea board should sign Diogo Costa. Some rumors were circulating a week ago or so that, yeah, we've started open talks with the Portuguese club to sign him, which I don't believe at the time. Don't worry about Garnacho. This is the only way to make it to beat the UEFA rule. That's deep, really. Yeah, let's see what happens. Anybody on the panel want to talk about Garnacho, or should we move on? Should we hunt on for news?
He's obviously, we know he's not a fit for this system, and obviously Alonso is surplus to requirements basically. So yeah, he will be moved on. It looks like loan, the obligation buy. Yeah, I think Chelsea probably would have learned their lesson from that one at Bayern Munich.
But would you call it a failure? I think you were the one that said actually 15 million. How good of a deal it was
It's
at
the
the time,
most
and I
ever.
still so even at that, even though he's returned to us, given how much they paid us for that loan, his loan spell at Bayern, for me,
Well,
I
that's
I
yeah.
wouldn't say it was bad
Well, it was 15 plus another 4 million, which probably forgot about
because
because
he
they won
won
the
stuff,
Bundesliga.
right?
Yeah, because they won the Bundesliga, it was another 4 million bonus as well. So it
So
was
you could
19 million
argue
all up.
for us, we didn't have a problem signing that deal because yeah, we felt like whatever happens, still a huge win
Win-win.
for us.
It's a
Yeah, go
win-win,
ahead.
correct,
Yeah.
Reg. Yeah, so if they do that, I don't mind with the Garnacho. And that's what, if they do the same, he has to play a certain, well then okay, but if he doesn't, there will be this penalty fee for him coming back to us. So I'm sure they're doing that because they did it with Jackson. And yeah, we're pretty good at the loans. Uh, After what happened a couple of seasons ago, 2.5 seasons ago with Santos, from then on, they completely changed the structure of loans, and they've all worked out very well because of that, as in money wise and players playing. So, yeah, they're pretty good with that. So, again, Garnacho wasn't expensive. even if that happens the other way around, well, you can always sell him the next season after that, or you're basically making money, so it's not a big issue. So yeah, look, I think he will play there though. He will play minutes. Aston Villa, obviously, they've got European football as well, so he'll play a lot of
I mean,
minutes
he
there.
suits their high octane, pacey approach.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He
he
does.
would do
So he'll
well.
play well there. So
Yeah,
Jackson as well.
mhm. Yeah,
Both of
Jackson
those.
too. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
DM'd some confirmations. I had to log out because it's been crackling a lot from your end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean now I'm rest assured. Even Ornstein has said that the Morgan Rogers deal is signed, sealed, and delivered. He joins up in the Asia tour. So okay, I'm relaxed now. I don't need to see this shirt. I mean, once someone like that says that, the reputation is so far out there that he couldn't talk nonsense. But we're also hearing some serious progression on the Garnacho front. I would have thought that the um, Jackson deal would be more of a push than the Garnacho deal to Villa, but it seems the other way round. So things are moving, it seems.
It could be both, Bobby.
Yeah, it could be both, but Fabrizio is talking more Garnacho at the moment. I've looked around, not heard anything from Orni at all. Ben Jacobs is talking Garnacho, although he did
They
mention.
they basically need two strikers, Aston
Yeah,
Villa, to because
he
like,
is mentioning Jackson. Jackson is in the frame, but I mean, it doesn't mean to say that's not happening. But as I did say earlier, Jackson is at a stage where you just have to drop some money now. Let's keep it real. It's not something to talk about. Whereas Garnacho, maybe there may be this talk of loan with an obligation to buy and all that sort of nonsense. But in my view, I think that should be a straight up deal as well, which is what Chelsea want. So let's see what happens. I'm looking out for Lacroix. The more I see this, the more I personally believe, and it is just me, I've not heard it from anywhere else, but I think Adam Wharton is linked to this deal because the big accounts keep talking about this central midfielder that Chelsea are looking at. Ben
Uh-huh.
Jacobs did it in his YouTube podcast. Fabrizio hasn't done it yet, but he's hinted at it. And it's out there. So I don't know. I'm thinking, and everybody knows how much we like Adam Wharton. I like Adam Wharton, and I think he would be a better fit for Chelsea than
I
this
think that
Scots
Dante
guy.
is looking at things from the perspective of how we know Alonso likes to approach the game. But I'm just making clear to everybody he's known to be unorthodox and not married to a particular approach. If you followed him, um, he might want a change in profile, or maybe they say you make do with what's available to you that you know can help you achieve something. But go ahead, Bobby.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't make it a secret that I know we needed some physicality. It seems it's quite obvious they are addressing that. They would be stupid not to if you want us to progress anywhere. Hence the look at Lacroix. I don't think what's his name? Is it Scott? What's his name? Something Scott, the guy from Bournemouth. I don't think he fits that bill for us. But
Alex Scott.
Alex Scott, but Adam Wharton definitely does. He does. And he's such a midfielder that, if he comes, it doesn't mean Enzo has to go. We've got others that can go on loan or whatever. But if Enzo goes, it will be seamless. He just slots in. So it's 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 an important acquisition, if you ask me. Following Lacroix, I think Adam Wharton has to be up there. Has to be up there. If we get him and Lacroix, my goodness me, that's we're in business. We're in big business. Trust me.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Let's see what happens. Chelsea need a fast, tricky left wing. The attack we are forming is good, but there isn't much pace. Dante, correct me if I'm wrong. Kenda plays on the left. He can play on either flanks, but mainly on the left, right?
No, he's preferred his right, but he's played a little bit on the left,
And he's
covering a few
capable.
times.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'll pop back again. Sorry.
All right.
But no, he's a right-sided player. That's
Okay.
his. He said it in many interviews I've seen, and he loves that right-hand side. He has covered a couple of times for Sporting as a left wing back as well, because of rotation, but I think injury as well. So, uh, no, he doesn't play on the left. He's not. That's not his starting position. But he can. If you need an emergency, yeah, he can do it. But it's not his preferred.
And I think he's so good. It's so good that we just have to find a way to make him fit. That kid,
Well, look,
I think a
he
lot of
fits the
Chelsea
10
fans
role.
are slipping on him.
Yeah, in my opinion, he fits the 10 role and he fits the wing back role. Those two roles he can do because he's done them at Sporting Lisbon. So he can do those. And obviously, a right winger, left winger, as in a different formation, of course, he can fit all across the whole front with that as well. But yeah, I think we've got him mainly. We're going to use him a lot, I think,
As a winger at the time.
as a right wing back, in my opinion, mostly, and maybe as a 10 to fill in as well, certain rotations. But yeah, look, it's his first season in the Premier League, so at least Palestra, it's his first season in the Premier League, so all those guys will compete, and whoever is
Man,
more
we're ready for low blocks.
yeah, and it's good because it gives us, if one of those guys is not quite comfortable yet, not settled, well, then maybe the other guy is. So there's not much pressure on either. It's better to have those options, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. John here says, however, Jackson was not on our UEFA list last year, so he's not affected. All right, thank you for that, John. Useless Alonso cannot even sign Yamal or Kubasi in Spanish. Definitely, you're not a Chelsea fan. You're the one that's useless. Sorry, had to go, guys. Yeah, I understand, bro. See you later. I'm not sure what you wanted to say there. I was wondering if Pedro Neto can play at the left wing. He can, but not usually as effective on the left, right, Dante? Because he's fast, strong, and good at defense. We might end up selling him, but I don't think we're looking to sell him. I still don't think we're looking to sell him. He's one of our most
Rossinha
experienced
tried him.
players.
Rossinha tried him as left wing back. That's when Rossinha came in, when he changed the formation after
Mhm.
7 or 8 games. He went to his formation. So he completely struggled. He was very ineffective off the left wing back. So yeah, then he played a couple of games right wing back, and he got assists on both those occasions. So yeah, look, he's not. It's one of those. It's not he's not that comfortable doing either of those because I guess it's not really his game at his age. How much he runs, I think he wants his favorite position. He's a senior player if you look at it really by age, etc., experience. So yeah, that's why I think he could be sold if the offer comes because we have other players that are way more suited to a lot of those positions than him. Unfortunately, I like the player, but he's not going to have a shortage of people after him. Like we saw, De Zerbi wants him at United, at Tottenham. We saw Company want him at Bayern Munich. So there is room for a winger like that. There is always big teams that want players like that can do other stuff, not just attacking, like we spoke with Charles, obviously, yesterday's show.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Balco can play left wing. I agree with you. Was it Dante that yesterday also said Balco can actually fulfill that role? I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
Wharton will cost close to £100 million. That can only happen if we sell Enzo. Cannot have both. I think I agree. NATO can beat his man. That's his problem. Cannot. I'm guessing. I think he can, but he's not that good at it. He's small, that type of player that again put the ball in behind the opposition line, and yeah, he can get to it, put in a good cross in the boxes, and then sometimes actually
and
score.
and that's the thing about him playing on the left. He cannot beat his man on the left, and if you put him on the right, pretty much 80% of his assists came from the right hand side, and he beats his man nearly every time on the right. Why? Because the angles, the way his tricks and his cutbacks, and the way he plays. That's his side. But when you put him on the left, he struggled completely. Like he could not beat his man. Can still cross. He would have to turn back and cross on his right. Sometimes on his left, he wasn't comfortable on the left at all. But we played him there out of necessity a lot as well, to accommodate, like Estevao on the right and Palmer on the right as well. So that's where he struggled. If you look at his numbers in isolation, compare left to right, it's like a 80% swing, that on the right he does things 10 times better than on the left.
Wow, guys. Wow. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe you've got it already, but Somerville to Al Hilal is a thing. So
yeah.
Garnacho could still go to Roma if there's a twist gonna happen there.
Oh, Roman
Um,
wanted Somerville too.
they wanted Somerville, but he's gone to Al Hilal now.
Yeah, but I
S-
don't understand. Roma bid 45 million euros for Somerville. Why
yeah,
are Al Hilal paying 80 million?
well,
I don't know. Maybe
Al Hilal,
they wanted more.
and
Yeah,
they
but
got more money.
you don't
It's
need
that
to
simple.
pay that much because no one's paying that much for him. Roma put up 45 million. They were close to getting the deal done. So why are you
I
paying double? That's just weird. Who
I
knows
think
what?
there's it's twofold. One, to convince the player to come to them in the first place, and to give a sweetener to the club to try and convince the player to come to.
Yeah, go make a lot of money. Come back to Europe. Players
Yeah.
do it these days a lot. Araujo, perfect. Araju, I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly. Are we even looking at him?
Araujo.
Araujo. I'm not sure we are looking at him. Based on all briefs about midfielders today for Chelsea, I am sure they have a deal for Enzo incoming. Okay, we'll see. Uh, Neto getting sold, it's a possibility. I wouldn't want to. I don't want us to sell him, but it looks like it's going to happen. Action Pump to Strasbourg on loan. Who says no? I wouldn't mind as long as he gets to play week in week out. Alejandro Garnacho has told Aston Villa he's open to joining as positive talks continue between Aston Villa and Chelsea. I think we've talked about that one too. Aston Villa's proposal deal for Garnacho is a loan deal with conditional obligation. I don't like that. I don't like that conditional obligation. It depends on the sort of condition. I hope the conditions are easily achievable. Yeah. Um, let's see anything else. Chelsea's interest in John Stones comes a month after club sources tried to kill off rumors circulating because they don't want. They're like,
Oh, is that coach? Yeah, it looks like it's him. I'll go. Um, Charles, Bobby, can you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah, I
you,
can hear
Duncan.
you.
Okay,
I
so
can.
it's coach. Yeah, I just confirming that it's him, not me. All right, he's offline. His Walmart Wi-Fi is not working very well.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was crackling a lot. It was part of the reason I kept jumping in and out.
yeah, he's got some problem with his cable or something. So I don't know what's happening there. Whatever's happening to his system, but we'll continue on. Yeah, look, it looks. Yeah, Bobby. I saw you said that. I was pretty. I saw you put it in the group chat that Morgan Rogers is 100% done now. You're convinced now, so that's fine. I think when I saw him do the medical, I think I was pretty convinced. He's definitely signing. So yeah, he's good. We've got him in. They'll probably announce him in the next couple of days. Do a nice video, most likely. Well, what was the coach talking? Where were we? Let's have a look. Oh, Neto getting sold there. Charles, are you happy Neto's getting sold? He's up for sale.
Extremely, extremely happy.
Where's this? Is it Spurs?
Yeah, Spurs looks like they're going pretty good after Neto. We'll see what we quote, but they've started talking. So interesting. Yeah, look, I think he would fit really well there. His system for the Zerbi, they need another. They need that type of winger. The Zerbi likes to play as well with that. So I think he will suit them well, and I think we should not sell him anything less than 70 million to them, to be honest. I think he's worth that in this market. And if they really value him and they're really going after him and they're promising him, starting position, etc., well, I think we should.
Oh my goodness, we got disconnected. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah. Bobby said you had a bit of crackling as well, so I'm not sure. Anyway, it's all good, coach. That's fine. Charles, how much would you? What do you think is a fair price for Pedro Neto to go to Tottenham?
What is
Because
going
I
on here?
want because I want him to go so bad, I'll take 60 million.
60. Oh, that's pretty good. You're still rating him pretty highly then. That's not too bad. 60 million. Yeah, look, I think that's around 70 for
I'm
me.
not sure what's going on here. This stopped
Yeah, we can hear
working
you, coach.
entirely.
Can you hear us? We can hear you.
Coach, can you hear us?
We can hear you, coach. Just go back and come back if you can't. He'll work it out. Yeah, I think 70 million, I think around there is fair. Or like you said, 60 million with maybe 10 million add-ons. I think that's a good price to get for him. But because it's Tottenham and because what they've been spending on players and really overpaying by a lot on players, I think if they really want the player, pay 70, put 70 up there. And
Dante,
let
are
him
you
pay
still there? I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, can you hear us, coach?
All right, guys, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe we should just call it a day. The whole thing froze for around 2 minutes or more. Dante, you still there?
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if you can hear us. No, it doesn't
All
look
right,
like you
it's
can
the
hear us.
system is broken. I'm gonna try the best I can to fix it as soon as possible. I'm not sure what's going on. Nothing new. We've addressed everything lined up. It looks like it's not fixable at the moment, so I'm just gonna end it. We get to talk tomorrow. So I'll try and do some maintenance work to ensure that the system works very well.
All good.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our scan. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the back says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold.